Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where a handful of mad actors will attempt to survive the monster-strewn, treacherous waters that are Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host and Dungeon Master Jason Phelps, and as always, I am joined by Robbie Tentacle Beast Bellekom, Sam Wyvern Burns, and Ellie Sparrow.
Oh, mine wasn't rubbish this week. How exciting!
Yours was literally rubbish. It's the monster that eats rubbish.
Oh, so it's still rubbish. God, I've become the punchline.
You've become Alan Davis, I'm afraid.
I've become the punchline. That's what's happened. Just because my name starts with an S.
The technical term is butt monkey.
I am the butt monkey. I am the monkey of butts.
Okay, so hello, welcome to episode 7 of Flintlocks and Fireballs.
Jesus. Wow, yeah. We've been that's like a real person number of episodes.
I know,
it's
and
terrifying.
we still haven't released the first episode yet from our perspective of time. Those of you listening a number of weeks in the future, hello!
Hi, future!
I still have the cough I had from last week, I'm afraid, due to mild chest infection, which I will be trying to suppress as heavily as possible. Apologies if that breaks out during the show. I'll try to keep it to a minimum. I can confirm that the cough mixture I was taking, which is supposed to suppress this, does sweet Fanny Adams as far as this is concerned. Ellie and I have, in this period of time, just come back from an exciting event.
Yes, SunnyCon, which if you go to SunnyCon will give you an idea of how long ago we recorded this versus when it's out.
SunnyCon Newcastle 2018.
But yes, we went to SunnyCon. It was an anime convention. Everybody was dressed amazingly. The cosplay game was so high. And we did a lot of escape games.
Yeah.
Only 2 groups escaped out of 14?
Yeah, 14.
Something like that. So yeah, we had a lot of people fall into the time vortex, never to be seen again.
No,
very sad.
No, it would have been 20.
20. Oh wow.
Yeah,
2 out of 20.
So a 10% success rate, which is a lot lower than the usual one. I might need to adjust that for next convention. But I'd actually like to do on another free shout out to Bandersnatch Studios.
Yeah, Bandersnatch with a U, so that's Bandersnatch, with a U-R.
Who were absolutely lovely when we met them, and they do the very curious but highly entertaining thing of dressing up in cosplays as characters and then doing in-character panels at conventions.
Yeah, they were actually doing a panel as Adventure Zone, if you know Adventure Zone podcast, which I'm sure a lot of our listeners will.
And also as the Marauders from Harry Potter.
Yeah, also just damn lovely people, to be honest. They were a brilliant escape game group, as you can probably imagine. Yeah. But yeah, check them out on the Twitters or whatever. They are absolutely wonderful.
Okay, so as always, it's time for a message from future us. Hello, it's future Jason with messages from the present. This week on Robbie Watch, Robbie has returned to good old Blighty, so you can find her in Crewe between Wednesday and Sunday. You can also find Ellie on the Herstory Tour, a feminist tour in central London, between, I think it's Thursdays to Sundays that bookings are available until they stop doing it. So you can find a link to that in the description for this on our website, flintlocksandfireballs.com, or we'll pop it up on social medias, Twitters and Facebooks when we release this as well. As always, don't forget that you can follow the party on the globe-trotting maps, and you can also check out flintlocksandfireballs.com for weekly extra bonus content. Well, that's pretty much all the announcements from the present, so it's time to return to the past. Over to you, past Jason. It's a shame that those of you listening in the now can't actually see future us. You'll have noticed some changes.
Ellie's wearing a crown. She looks great.
Yeah. Conversely,
I have 3 arms now.
I have an eye patch and a scar that I wasn't expecting. I've lost my goatee.
Oh, where's it gone?
I don't know.
Down the back of the sofa?
I'm not sure. Apparently the evil future version of me doesn't have a goatee.
But he's not evil. That's the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, you two went much creepier than I did. Future Ellie was just the queen in my imagination. But
we haven't even touched Future Sam.
Oh no! Future Sam has been dedicating himself to fully developing the superpower of 75% levitation.
I'm struggling to picture that.
You're just a lot lighter.
Are you on your tiptoes?
Basically, if you can imagine, like, it looks like just basically an advanced yoga position.
Like you're like entirely cross-legged, but you've got like 1 foot down.
Yes, essentially.
It allows you to
I'm balancing in perfectly on a knee.
It allows you to cross those traps, the pip traps, which are weight based.
Yes.
Without needing to roll for roll save. Oh dear, this golf. All right, well, that's enough frivolity. Time for things to get horrendously depressing we start Flintlocks and Fireballs. Our land stands on the sabre's edge.
Our cities are a powder keg.
Brother chains brother, no one's free. A life on land is short, you'll see.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear. Previously on Flintlocks and Fireballs. Our party, after engaging in a shopping spree in the town of Balwick's Bay, acquiring sweets, chocolates, getting their codpiece studded, and acquiring a certain amount of information as well, had proceeded to board the Kipper, the smuggler's skiff, and sail across the coasts towards Slavitska's Isle. Electing the more treacherous landing, but closer to their destination on the northern end of the isle, the party evaded. Actually, no, they didn't even evade. They stood and fought off half a dozen Sahagin with their sharks, which they were riding, almost completely totaling the boat in the process, conducting some hasty repairs, and then again almost completely totaling the boat, attempting to land it. As the party took shelter in an old fisherman's hut amidst the rain, a very literal ghost of Corzin's past appeared. After a brief altercation with the spirit of Reeve the Unsightly, a former orcish companion of Corzin's failed previous adventuring career, and a certain amount of tears, guilt and recrimination, the party retreated back to the fisherman's hut, consumed a copious amount of rum, and dozed, I should say, I suppose, rather than slept, rested in any case, until the skies began to clear with the setting sun. It is now sunset on the 17th of falling leaves. The sky is a brilliant pink, shot through with clouds of purple, and there's still the slowly setting disk of the sun on the horizon. You can't actually, it's actually just a little bit above the horizon, in fact, because the sun, based on where you are sitting, you are currently positioned, the sun will be setting over the high hills of Slavitska's Isles to the west. Nevertheless, you've rested, you've tended to your injuries, recovered what spirits you can, and indeed your spirits have recovered, those who are dependent upon them for your magic, as well, and your spells restored. What will you do now?
mean, we've come all the way here. Might as well see what's at that X.
Agreed.
I'm guessing ghosts. Just saying, it's probably ghosts.
I think anywhere on this island we're going to find ghosts. They probably know Corzin's here by now.
Oh, I'm not saying we shouldn't go, but it is probably ghosts.
It probably is ghosts, yes.
Let's go kill some ghosts. Can you kill ghosts?
Did we kill Reevee?
No, she went away. She didn't die.
Yeah, she buggered off into the distance, didn't she?
That's not the same thing.
I don't know if that was ghost for dying. I mean, they might just walk off and then never be seen again, mightn't they? But
I don't think we're that lucky.
No.
I'm going to just pop Slavitska's Isle back into the chat, so it's immediately available for you.
Listeners will put it on Twitter again, so that you can also have it at this point if you would like. It will be on Facebook or Twitter.
Or failing that, probably on the website as well.
Yeah. It will be findable in multiple places.
Yes, there is.
We do have one of those now.
Although from the perspective of current listeners, we will always have had one, so it's a strange...
True. I forget that we're
time travel.
Different time frame.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Anyway.
Yeah.
I would like to smoke some opium.
Okay.
Oh, cry.
During the course of the rest of your rest, these huts...
No, I'd like to smoke some in the morning.
Well, I mean, it's night, but okay, I'll say that...
Oh, no, I mean after the rest is what I mean.
Okay, well, it takes a short rest to smoke opium, so I'm going to say you do it at the tail end of your long rest.
Yeah, that works.
Cool. Okay, roll a Constitution save for me, would you?
Oh, that's a 4.
Okay, so make a note of this. So, Celestia, your opium addiction is currently at 1.
Oh dear. Okay.
Also, if you, because it was during a long rest, if you didn't have full hit dice restored, because when you take a long rest, you get all of your hit points back and half of your expended hit dice rounded down. You can instead restore all of your hit dice. That's the effect of taking it on a long rest.
I think Corzin is going to do that just simply because he was
fucked.
Very nearly dead.
Okay, yeah. Corzin also... give yourself a d6 temporary hit points if you haven't already.
Oh, it's a d6.
Yeah.
I'd remembered it as just 5, so I will correct
it's
that.
d6.
I got 6.
Okay. Corzin,
good
also
rolls.
give yourself d6 temporary hit points and your hit dice back, and roll a Constitution save, please. You are using up, and Celestia knocked down your opium supply by 2, since Corzin doesn't have any of his own, I believe.
Oh, yeah,
I
sure.
now have a grand
Yeah, you don't have
total
your
of...
own opium, do you, Corzin?
What?
You don't have your own opium, do you?
No, although
Awesome.
actually
No,
I
you
was
can have
just
some of
going-
mine. That's all good.
Oh, fine, okay. I now have a grand total of a temporary hit point.
The opium doesn't quite numb the pain and shock of your experience as much as you might like.
What I am going to do, though, is I am going to roll my hit die.
Yeah. You don't need to roll the hit die. You just get the expended hit dice back. You're automatically back up at full by having taken a long rest.
Yeah.
Right, okay, fine.
I hadn't used a hit dice, so I'm still good.
Yeah. But also roll a Constitution save for me, please, Corzin.
Okay. That's a 13.
Yep. You're fine. Your addiction counter doesn't raise. You're not addicted to opium.
What does that mean, or is that going to come out later?
That will come out later. The withdrawal effects.
Oh, good.
I was going to say, will the addiction rules be on the website?
Probably, yeah. I think I will definitely publish these. I got these from somewhere else. So when I find, I'll probably need to go back and find out who they were, who wrote them, so I can probably attribute them.
Yeah, we can credit them.
Yeah. Okay. So you smoke your pipes. Scamp, I'm assuming, does not.
Nope.
And pack up your belongings and head out onto the wet sand. Following the path, and there is a path, although it's not been... Actually, I'm going to say probably Corzin make a survival check, because you're the only one who's trained in it.
All right. 16.
Okay. You can tell that although the original path here, and there is a path, was maintained, 10 years... Well, more than 10 years ago, when Slavitska's Isle was still inhabited by its human and halfling population. That road has not been maintained. But that doesn't mean that it hasn't been used. And as you study the path, you can see that the path hasn't been overgrown because of its use. And you can just mark out the distinctive webbed footmarks of a number of Sawagin who have used this path fairly regularly.
Would I be able to try and ascertain their numbers?
Yes. With that 16, I will give 1 moment. I'll give you an idea. Okay. Looking at it, it seems that... you get the feeling that the track has been trodden fairly recently, but by fairly recently, that could be... that it's been trodden... probably within the last 3 days. There has been rain since.
Okay.
But it's more the long-term use that you can see. And it looks to you like groups of... I'll make a note check here. Yeah. There's only a handful at a time, if I just get the right amount here. So it looks like only a handful have used this at once. You would say no more, between 4 to 8. Parties of between 4 to 8.
Right, I
roughly
point this out to the others, including the fact that the path isn't overgrown, and it really ought to be if this place isn't inhabited.
So between 4 and 8, does that match up with your knowledge of the place previously, or if we go and find supplies to fix the boat later, are we going to find more of them?
If they're on land, then it means they'll probably be looking for something. They don't generally come out of the water, even though they can.
What are they like at fighting on land?
Well, from what I know, they're still capable, but they're definitely not as fast as they are in the water.
Okay, that could be helpful.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
The water's their element, land's ours.
True.
I'd say... Corzin, make a nature check, please. And I'm going to give you advantage because they are your favoured enemy.
Okay. Nature. 18.
Okay. Yeah. On land, they are, comparable. They have a comparable movement speed to Celestia. Broadly speaking, like 30 feet per round.
Yeah, 30.
They're a little faster than halflings just because of the longer legs. But they also, although they are amphibious, you do know that their skin dries out. So they have to resubmerge themselves at least once every 4 hours. For probably at least 10 minutes at a time, just to re-moisten their skin. Otherwise, they start suffering. Essentially, they start suffering. Well, initially from horrendous dermatitis, and then they die horribly.
Ooh, yuck.
So it's they do need to periodically. They can't move far from a body of water.
Yeah, they can't stay on land for very long.
Yeah.
At least we don't have to worry about sharks.
That's true.
True.
It's very true.
Unless there's land sharks. Are land sharks a thing?
Roll a nature check.
Oh, God.
Can I also roll a nature check for this?
Yes, you can.
I'm not rolling a nature check. I don't want to know if land sharks are a fucking thing or not.
15!
Okay. Yes, you. They are a thing.
Oh, fuck!
Unnatural 20.
Natural 20. Okay, yeah.
No, unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Okay. Yeah, the land shark, they're not strictly a shark. The land shark is more of a moniker given to them. They're a type of creature known as a bullet. Approximately the size of. I don't suppose probably neither of you would have seen a rhinoceros. It's not, that's more a creature that you'd find in, say, Haldanos. But you can picture a creature about the size of a large wagon, which burrows through the ground as fast as it can move over it, and is famous for leaping huge distances, and its entire upper body being covered in thick grey armour.
Nope.
Do either of you guys mention this to Celestia? Like, is this something that you say out loud, or you just quietly freak out to yourself?
My cousin Norrit once said that he saw a land shark.
I thought that was a joke. What?
I think I do remember something about them.
They've
Holy
got
shit.
large
They're
amount
not
of
technically
grey
sharks,
carapace.
though.
I thought
No,
the fucking
they've got legs
Underdark
for
was
a
bad.
start.
I mean,
I've heard about some of the things in the Underdark. These things are positively pedestrian by comparison.
I will actually say, because of what they're mentioning, if they give you a bit of a description of them, you can make a nature check with advantage.
okay. Ah, shit. Where's nature? That's like an 8. I rolled a 5 and a 6, guys.
It sounds kind of familiar. Like maybe some version of that exists in the Underdark, but not in the caves in which you grew up.
I feel like maybe we have big scary fish on legs in the Underdark. Have you ever heard of that before? Not sure.
Right,
Maybe.
I'm going to keep a really good eye out for land sharks.
Yeah, let's
plenty
do
of
that.
nasty burrowy things in the Underdark. You have an overabundance of them.
Darling, you don't have to tell me that there's plenty of burrowy, nasty things in the Underdark. We know that.
Sorry, that was out
Come
of
on.
character.
Oh, right, I thought it was in character.
No, what Corzin would say is, positively pedestrian by some of the things I've heard about lives in the Underdark.
Oh, I could tell you stories about the Underdark that will make your hair curl, darling. Right, let's go and get to this X then. Come on.
Yeah, let's walk nice and quiet.
Okay. If you wish to move stealthily, you can. It will reduce your pace, but.
I think Corzin would.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so stealthy. Yeah, go on
All
then.
right.
Why not?
Let's take some stealth checks then, please.
Ooh.
12.
Do I yet get the disadvantage that we discussed, or is that...
No, it's
Okay,
not sufficiently glitzy.
Well, yeah, listeners, just for the record, we discussed that if my outfits get too outlandish, I start getting disadvantage to stealth, but we're not there yet.
No,
so
we're not there yet.
That makes absolute sense. If
You'll
you're
do
like
a costume
bright
change
orange,
first.
Yeah. So that is a 14 for Celestia.
22.
Nice!
Ooh,
Well done.
Nice. Okay. So, the three of you make your way, taking off the path, but near it, taking advantage of the underbrush and overgrown vegetation to gain as much stealth as you can. I'm going to. Now, Scamp, you mentioned you're keeping a stern eye out for land sharks, so can I have you make a perception check, please?
Oh dear. Oh, I'm so good at that.
Please tell me she doesn't see a land shark.
13. I really don't want to see a land shark.
Okay. You carry on walking for about an hour. The X marked itself is perhaps 2.5 hours journeying away. So about an hour into your journey, Scamp, you're keeping an eye out for land sharks, and by this point the sun has set in its entirety. There's still a faint pink glow on the horizon, but now the sky is mostly purple and deep blue. The first few stars are beginning to come out. And aided by your tiefling vision, you are good at seeing in the dark. You spot what looks like a curiously large heap of stones.
Land shark!
Concealed within a small glade of trees. It's a little bit. It's probably about 5 minutes walk off the path. But its presence marks you as being curious.
There's a thing over there.
Do we still see the tracks of the Sahuagin?
Yes, they are continuing pretty much dead on the path towards the X.
Okay.
So there needs to be some water ahead if we've been walking this. Oh no, it's only been an hour.
So, let me get this straight in my brain. There's a path. Is it going past the pile of rocks, or is it going
It goes
into
past
the
the
pile
pile
of
of
rocks?
rocks. The pile of rocks is about maybe like a 3-4 minute walk out off the path.
Let's go and have a look. Celestia just wanders off the path.
It might be land shark! Okay.
Okay, you head off towards the large pile of rocks.
Land shark.
And you can see
Stop saying land shark.
in the darkness, this pile at first seems to take the form of a huge land shark.
Oh god, no.
But as you get
Celestia
closer,
runs and crouches behind Scamp when the light hits it. She just goes,
there's a little bit of a rise because it's situated within a hollow in the hillside, surrounded by trees. It's actually quite a peaceful sort of place. But yeah, there's a moment where this pile of rocks looks like a land shark, but as you get closer, you realise, no, it's not. These stones, each of which is perhaps the size of, say, a football, different shapes. They look like they've been brought here from the cliffs that surround the island, and they are piled into a cairn.
What do you mean by a cairn? Forgive my ignorance.
A cairn is like a sort of, think of a rough pyramid of rocks, usually built as a burial mound.
Oh, okay.
Looking at it, you can see that the cairn has been disturbed. Several of the rocks have been pulled away from it and scattered around the cairn. It's been broken open, and you can just spot in the fading light over the horizon faint bleached white bones. But there are also clearly clear skeletons scattered all around this glade. And looking at them, you can see the distinctive fish-like heads. The strangely rubbery, what would have once been rubbery, although the cartilage is now long since rotted away, to leave more bleached white bones. The skeletons of a number of Sawagin. You can see, looking at it, you can see that the top of the cairn has been disturbed. The stones at the very top have fallen away, and you can see that. And I'm actually going to ask anyone who wants to look around to make an investigation check, please.
Yes, please.
Will do.
For fuck's sake. There's a 7 from Celestia.
6.
God. We're too busy looking for land sharks.
3. Yeah.
6, 3, and
7.
it takes you 10 minutes of searching. So you don't find anything immediately. One of the skeletons has partially fallen into a bush, and it's only.
Do I recognise them?
These skeletons you recognise as Sawagin. You haven't looked inside the cairn and disturbed it, but if you want to, then I'll say you can make a medicine check to examine the bones inside.
Okay,
while
I
you're
will do so.
While you're doing that, Celestia will stumble upon the one in the bush.
Ooh, that's a 23.
Okay,
Nice.
I'll get back to you, Corzin. Celestia, looking around in the bush, you see that the skeleton's hand has fallen into it. It's been disturbed by the passage of years, small animals, the tree, the growth of the bush, and similar. But what was clearly once clutched in its hand is a steel cutlass that is gleaming bright gunmetal grey, as fresh as the day it was forged. You can at the same about 30 seconds later, Scamp, as you're looking around, you find under one of the rib cages it's kind of sunk into some mud. And so just because of time, like, you know, the rain has happened, mud has built up around it. You can just make out what looks like a wooden barrel stock partly sticking out of the earth. You could probably pull it out if you wanted to.
Yeah, why not? Let's try.
Okay, give me a strength check, just for fun.
Oh, that's a 6.
It takes a while, and you actually fall onto your ass trying to pull
in
it
the
out.
mud.
But as you remove it, some of the mud actually seems to slide off it in places, and it's very easy to clean. Pulling out from beneath this rib cage is a huge blunderbuss.
Wow.
And again, its barrel is in steel, shining as clean as
Does
the day.
it look like the one that
Damon's
the
forged.
ghost
Yeah,
had?
it looks pretty much identical to that one. At that point,
Corzin!
Corzin, by this point,
Yeah.
Corzin, you've been examining the bones, and yeah, they are thicker, more designed to hold more muscle than standard humanoid bones. Thicker even than the Sawagin bones, which were designed to be more rubbery and cartilaginous. Well, I say design, evolved to be. And yeah, you can tell that buried in the cairn are the bones of a female orc.
Okay, he takes off his tricorn, is quiet for a moment, and then says, "Well, Reeve, it seems that someone paid you more respect than I did."
Looking around, having looked at the bones, you can see that some of the orc bones are actually were actually removed and are scattered around the cairn, around the clearing.
Okay, he's going to try and find them and put them back into a respectful order.
I'm going to go over to him with the cutlass while he's
I'm gonna
doing
drag
that.
the gun over.
Yeah. Corzin, does this mean anything to you?
Is that hers? This is hers, right?
He nods.
I'm going to put it in with the bones.
Same.
Okay, you take.
Can I check to see if the blunderbuss is charged?
The blunderbuss itself, yeah. Let me see.
I'm not going to take it, but that's significant.
It is. There is still lodged into it a slug shot. Rather, sometimes you could use slug shot or grape shot in these. In this case, there's a slug shot.
What is the difference? Again, for my ignorance.
It's like essentially like a shotgun slug. It's a large. It's a large lead ball, thicker and heavier than you'd use in a musket.
Okay.
Which does more damage to a single target and fires a bit further.
Like a really small cannonball, are we talking?
Yeah, basically, or like a large musket ball, versus say grape shot, which is
like a
essentially
bullet size.
Well, I mean, when I say I mean like proper like buckshot, like lots of small balls,
like ball bearing size.
Yeah, is what you would call it instead. And it's there is still packed in a few corns of powder. And looking over it, you can see etched along the barrel, there is a very fine spider work of arcane glyphs.
Do I have any knowledge of these?
You can make an Arcana check if you wish.
That's not bad. That's a 17.
Yeah, this is it appears to be an enchantment, which was made into put into both the blunderbuss. You can see there's a matching one on the steel on the cutlass, which if you don't have any means of detecting magic, but if you had to guess, you would say it probably has the effect of maintaining its condition without and protecting it from rust and decay.
I indicate the glyph to Corzin. She was prepared, your Reeve.
Always. Would I recall that this was something that she had on it?
Oh yeah, you recall it, and I think I think I've sent you a message previously about these two specifically.
Yeah. He places it down next to the bones and with the cutlass.
Okay.
I'm going to pour us 3 small cups of rum.
Okay.
And hand them to both of us and say, well, it's a sailor's burial, isn't it? It's got to be rum.
You place the bones.
Corzin takes a tot and pours some out.
You pour the bone. You place the bones back into the cairn. You take 10 minutes to restore the heavy stones and place the cutlass and the blunderbuss atop the cairn. And you fill up the drinks, and as you pour one out, Corzin, you look across past the cairn to the other side of the clearing. And standing there, form still silvery, just reflected very faintly in the last few rays of dusk light before night falls. There is the silvery form of Reeve, face no longer twisted with rage, but expectant, waiting.
I walk towards her.
She meets your
and
eye.
I say, Reeve, who did this?
She glances round at the Salagin skeletons.
Celestia's got one hand on a gun just in case.
They tried to dig up your body.
She looks to the two weapons atop the cairn. The twins of the ones of those cutlass at her hip and holstered on her back.
Fucking animals.
But someone buried her. That means someone survived.
Do you know who did?
She looks back. She's just looking at you, Corzin, waiting.
What do you want?
Yeah. That's my question. What now?
She's just waiting.
I think we go kill some fish people.
She raises a hand and points to your chest, Corzin. Directly at your heart.
Okay, or not.
I sort of raise a hand reflexively to it. And
she looks sad.
Can I do an insight check to try and figure out what she's trying to tell me?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do this.
I would like to stand very subtly in between Corzin and the blunderbuss.
The one on the can. Okay, you do.
I'm blocking his path if he tries to go for it.
Yeah.
That was fortunate. Okay.
I'm also going to move subtly closer to him as well.
20, unnatural.
You get the feeling that she is sad and sorrowful for you. You get the feeling that she's waiting for you to say something.
I say to her, Reeve, you didn't deserve this. You deserved so much better. And I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to forgive myself for turning tail and running like I did. But if there is anything left that I can do to make things even the tiniest bit more right, then I'm not leaving this island before they're done.
She kneels down so that her head is just slightly above yours. She draws the cutlass from her hip with one hand, the blunderbuss with the other, nods to your hands and places the silvery, ghostly forms of both into them. A wind picks up, begins to blow through the clearing, rustling the trees, the leaves. She reaches with one hand and cups your head, and it feels chill, but like a winter breeze. She closes her eyes and smiles a little, and she plants one kiss upon your forehead. The wind grows stronger, and the rest of you watch as her form seems to shiver for a moment and then break apart in the wind, scattering as motes of moonlight.
Corzin instinctively reaches towards her as she disintegrates, basically. But
you feel just a wisp of something and a sense of kinship. Corzin and Celestia, you also see something, just a hint of something silvery and faint, break away from her spirit as it disintegrates and flit away into the night. When you look down, Corzin, the full, true form of both cutlass and blunderbuss are in your hands, and you can see that there are two markings upon them, one on each, that you couldn't see before. They're marks scribed onto the barrel and the blade in cursive. The blunderbuss reads dishonour, and the cutlass reads death. The wind dies down, and you are alone.
Corzin is not a crier, and in the last 12 hours he has cried himself out. There are not any left, but he clutches them and just sort of breathes heavily for a few moments.
So I'm going to go up and put a hand on his shoulder.
Scamp, looking up to the cairn, you can see that the weapons have disappeared from there. They're now in Scamp's hand. In Corzin's hands.
I'm also going to top up his rum.
I'm going to just hug him.
I don't know that I deserve this, but maybe, I don't know, I've just been offered the opportunity to earn them. And he stands up, slings the blunderbuss over his shoulder, which I imagine is a fair amount of his entire
weight,
height.
Yeah. Well, not so much weight, but yeah, it is. It's a little shorter than it's a little shorter than the 3-foot carbine you carry, so it is your height.
Okay.
I think you've just been offered some kind of forgiveness, or at least the chance for it, and not many people get that. So
I don't
waste
intend
it.
to waste it. I do not intend to waste it.
Okay.
I put the cutlass on the opposite side to. Well, actually, I've got 2 scimitars on there. So
the cutlass. I'll describe the exact statistics of it, but functionally, it can be used in place of one of your scimitars with the same statistics, no penalty.
Right. Okay. I will take off one of my scimitars and put it in my pack.
Okay. The blade sings softly as it enters its new scabbard. Well, it's more of like a ring sheath, isn't it? But yeah.
Well, I turn around, look once more at the cairn, make sure everything is as it should be, and then I start walking slowly, almost falteringly back to the path.
You return and continue walking upon the path.
Stealthily.
I'm using your same stealth checks as before.
Okay.
A quick word upon mechanics. The cutlass I've already stated. The blunderbuss requires blunderbuss ammunition, which you do not currently have except for 1 slug shot within it, and slightly more, and requires a slightly larger charge of powder. Which I will go into in more detail later. If you acquire buckshot for it, it does damage in a 15-foot cone, 3d6 damage within the first 5 feet, 2d6 in the next 5 feet, and 1d6 in the last 5 feet.
Okay.
It can be used without disadvantage against a creature within 5 feet of you, and if that creature fails a DC 10 strength save, it will be knocked back 10 feet and prone.
Nice.
That is so good.
Yeah. It can otherwise shoot a slug, which will do 3d6 damage to a single target, with range 20 feet without disadvantage, 60 feet with.
Okay. I was just thinking also the kickback from this would probably possibly be enough to take Corzin off his feet anyway.
It's a good thing Corzin is as strong as he is.
Yeah, he is actually. I mean,
you know what's happening if you get a natural 1 with that?
Oh yes. So far, no one has managed to hit natural 1 with a gunpowder weapon yet. I think in this playthrough, I am waiting for it to happen.
Oh dear!
If I miss it, alert me to it.
Lurking for a natural 1 with a gun.
Yeah, because we are in the age of misfires.
Does this weapon have a strength requisite in order to wield?
I think it should, and I think you satisfy it. It possibly might incur disadvantage if Scamp were to try and use it.
Oh, it definitely would.
I mean, Scamp's a child. That seems fair.
Don't give guns to children.
One other thing about both weapons.
Drugs.
Both weapons are ghost touched, meaning that they ignore damage resistance against incorporeal enemies. So they will do full damage to spectral opponents.
Could be helpful.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to bring this up to Corzin while we're walking. So, you said there were 2 more, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
I think if we found Rivy's last remains, like you said, somebody buried her.
Are they like the same, like big guns and swords, or are we going to have to worry about other stuff?
One of them you said was a wizard, didn't you?
That was it, wizard. Oh,
yeah.
God.
And the other one was a cleric.
Oh, so there's gods involved. Oh, spirits. What are they? Not gods. Nearly gods.
The strict religious doctrine of the Regent.
Saints, that's the word. I didn't go to church much.
I, for one, am very surprised. So, basically, we need to watch out for ghosts. Right.
Okay.
Great.
You
But
continue.
also watch out for the
Fish people.
Swaggin bastards.
Yeah, we're going to need
And
to
the
go
land
to that.
sharks.
We're going to need to go to that village, aren't we, later, to get stuff to fix the boat.
One problem at a time. But yeah.
Okay, let's do the X first, then
Okay.
let's worry about that later.
So, let's see how overcast it is. Okay.
Is it not still nighttime?
Yeah, it's night.
Oh, right.
So I need to know how overcast it is. So
Moonlight.
in terms of moonlight, yeah. The answer is it's not fully overcast. So there is a dim amount of moonlight and starlight. There are clouds in the sky.
I assume that's happy light for my drow eyes.
Yeah, that's comfortable light for your eyes.
Cool. Oh, the sunglasses are off. How exciting.
Yeah. What this means is it is still dark, but it means that Corzin. I think Corzin has sight-based perception checks with disadvantage, unless there is a clear light source. Scamp and Celestia, your sight checks are without disadvantage within your dark vision radiuses, and disadvantage beyond those.
Cool.
So the idea is, Scamp you can see normally within 60 feet. Celestia you can see normally within 120. Whereas if you were in pitch darkness, Corzin wouldn't be able to make checks at all, and both of you would have disadvantage within your radius but be able to see.
Cool.
I'm just trying to very much lay down the line on how we're doing dark vision when it relates to perception checks.
No, that's something people definitely tend to do differently from each other, so that's good to know.
That's the way it works in this campaign. With that in mind...
Can I do an insight check to notice if I see if Corzin's seeing badly?
You don't need to do an insight check. You know from experience that Corzin does not have your eyesight.
Corzin, do you want some help with that?
How much is Corzin struggling here?
I mean, not terribly. The thing is, you have as much eyesight as you or I might have if we were stood up on Dartmoor and trying to see things in the distance. Like
Location shout out.
Well, every time I've been to Dartmoor, it's been foggy as fuck. So.
Yep.
Dartmoor on a fortunately clear night.
I went in July. I never saw more than a couple of meters in front of my face.
I put a little...
There are about 3 days a year.
I put a little light on the end of my finger, like in ET sort of thing. Do you need some of this, or I can do this for you if you want?
Now,
How well do the fish see in the dark?
I would know this.
You would know this. I can confirm that for you. You know that they see as well as Celestia in the dark.
So is the light gonna be...
Yeah, I say to Celestia, now, understand what you're thinking there, and under normal circumstances, absolutely, but that's going to mean that they can see us better than we can see them.
Oh, you have a point. I do like I'm doing like a magic trick and put the light behind Scamp's ear.
Okay.
I spent a good minute like trying to find the light in my ear.
Oh.
That is just adorable.
So cute. I'm dying.
So, you head out, you continue on for another hour and a half under the starlit and somewhat moonlit sky. The moon is currently... you're not really sure if it's... Well, it's not waxing or waning. It's not gibbous. You don't know if it's going up or down because you've not been watching the moon phases lately. But it's certainly not full or new. So...
Half moon.
I will say half moon.
Full moon.
Half moon.
Total eclipse.
Okay.
So I hit that point in
Running
D&D where we're doing
international
Jaffa Cake references, so that's good.
Because some advertising is really good and stays with you forever.
God, I was in primary school when that advert happened. Jesus. Yeah, international listeners, sorry, this reference is probably lost on you.
Yeah.
It used to be a Jaffa Cake advert in the UK.
I can remember that now. Yeah.
It was just the tone, and you got the
It was.
So.
Jaffa Cake references aside.
Jaffa Cake references aside, you as you make your way along, you have a choice here. How close do you want to stick to the path? If you stick close to the path, you will definitely reach your destination. You can see that it's heading clearly towards where the X will be. If you go off the path, there's a chance of a better vantage point before approaching whatever that X is, but there's also a chance that you will get lost.
I'm going to wander down the middle of the path until somebody objects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try... I mean, we're pretty stealthy, aren't we? But we don't know. I assume we feel pretty stealthy.
You certainly feel pretty stealthy.
I'm very subtle.
I'm going to just walk very slightly to the side of the path and follow them.
Actually, I want to make another observation. Has the frequency of the tracks as we've got closest to the X increased or decreased?
Make another survival check, please. This is a straight check without a clear light source.
Fair enough.
How far from the shore are we in terms of time of walking?
Time
distance?
walking, you are currently about 2 hours from the shore, and you'd say that the X seems to be about 2.5 hours total.
Okay,
but the
unless
X
there's a
isn't
water
that
source,
far
they're in
from-
trouble.
The X isn't that far from the shore, though, is it? Like, looking at the map. But is it 2.5 hours, like, on all sides? Is that how it works?
Rather, I would say it's... I mean, it's not that far from the shore in an absolute sense, but the question is approach.
Okay.
Most of the island is surrounded... My apologies?
That's
Just
good.
Sorry, thank you. Most of the island is surrounded by high cliffs, which...
Oh, right, okay.
unless
yeah.
the Sawagin had some sort of secret stairs or something, would not be able to easily traverse. Hence the need to travel... hence the need to travel from the beach.
Okay.
Because it's the only...
So they would be logically taking the same route.
They would logically be taking the same route, yeah, because it's the only...
So we can
reliable one.
assume there's some sort of body of water around.
Like a
Otherwise
lake
they'd
or
be
something?
drying out by the time they get back to shore. If they've got 4 hours and we've done 2 already, that's another 2 back. We're at their limit for how far they can go unless they know there's water ahead.
You do have a point there, actually.
Maths! Ha! I can do basic addition.
Would that suggest to Corzin then that...
Scamp's very proud of themselves.
I pat Scamp on the head.
Because they added 2 and 2 and got 4.
Would that suggest to Corzin that there would have to be another water source somewhere in order for them to have got this far in?
Yeah, definitely. You know that there must be some sort of source of... you do know that Sawagin can make do with fresh water for a time. Like they can subsist, or they can survive using fresh water for moistening their skin for 3 to 4 days before they need salt water again.
Right.
So
Okay.
they couldn't survive there. Yeah, they couldn't survive without at least returning to the sea at least once a week. Just because they are freshwater they are saltwater creatures.
Right.
But they can make do with say a freshwater pool.
All right. I'm going to say to the others, keep your eyes out for a lake or a lagoon or something. They couldn't have been this far inland without another source of water.
Okay.
I mean, we've just got to hope that the X isn't a source of water, really. It's not like in the middle of a bloody lake or something.
If it's a source of water, then that's going to answer some questions and raise a whole bunch of new ones.
Okay.
Oh, good.
All right. I'm going to say. Okay. I'm going to say if multiple of you are searching, it will grant advantage on the perception check. In fact, I would say you have advantage on the perception. It'll grant you advantage on your perception check to search for clues to this possible source of water.
Mm-hmm.
But one of you will need to choose who is leading the search. Corzin, you would have disadvantage, which would cancel this out because you're keeping stealthy. Celestia, you have the longer range of searching. Scamp, you have a shorter range, but depending, it's up to you which you feel would be the better to do the searching.
My eyes are better than all of yours, so
yeah,
I could take the lead on this one if you'd like.
Might also be better put to keeping an eye out to make sure no one tries to jump us.
All right.
You do have a point, actually.
yeah.
I could be the lookout while Scamp looks for the eggs.
Probably sound idea.
Yeah, that's not a bad point, actually. Also, I do have, a ranged weapon and that, so that could be useful. Scamp, look for the treasure. I'll check if anyone's coming to kill us. What?
You have a really loud ranged weapon.
Very true. We'll worry about that later.
Point, actually, has my carbine dried out yet?
Oh yes, it dried out during the long rest. In the event that your weapons get wet, it takes a short rest to dry them out.
Okay, fine. That's generous.
That is the rule I am going with. Mechanically, I'm
cool.
setting that as the rule.
Cool.
If your carbine should break for whatever reason, it will take a short rest to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah, unless it is completely destroyed, I suppose.
Right. Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah. We are going for I've chosen those mechanics for flow of story reasons.
Right.
So,
sensible.
who's doing the searching for the water source?
Scamp, I think.
Scamp. All right,
Yeah.
Scamp.
Yeah.
And
Roll.
And I'm going to keep a lookout.
Yeah. Roll. I suppose your choice: perception or survival with advantage.
Could I assist her
by
telling her what to?
Yeah, I'm going to say that
Them.
this is
sorry.
this is you with you assisting them.
Right.
So it's
yeah.
advantage.
Apologies for every time we gender Scamp as you. Like, we both need to get better at that. Like,
Yeah.
all of us.
Yeah. That's
Like,
alright.
just correct us whenever we do it and we'll make sure we get it right.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so... Wow.
Did
I
you roll a
rolled-
1?
No, I rolled double sixes.
Oh, fuck's sake.
My overwhelming wisdom becomes a 6.
God, your wisdom's nearly as bad as Celestia's.
I haven't had much time to become wise yet.
Okay.
True.
What do I need to roll to look out for people killing us?
Perception.
Okay. Just normal, I assume.
Normal,
yeah.
because
Oh, that's that'll be a total of 3. So everything's fine. There's no one coming. It's all good.
All right. 1 moment. Okay, you search around, proceeding along the path closer towards your destination. There is no apparent sight, as far as you can tell, of anyone sneaking up on you. No land sharks. At the same time, your search for a source of water is not immediately apparent. You continue forwards for another half hour or so before you rise over a bit of the path goes over a bit of a crest and leads down into a small valley in the hills. You can just make out that there is a small hillock at the bottom of the valley, which appears to be surrounded in part by what might be a fence. I'm going to ask you for perception checks to see if you can try and figure out more detail.
All of us?
Yeah, there's
Disadvantage on mine?
Yeah, there's definite disadvantage. Actually, I'm going to say this is beyond everyone. Actually, no. Disadvantage for anyone because this is beyond 120 feet.
Damn, that was good.
Okay, perception.
Oh my god.
Even
10.
with disadvantage,
Okay.
I got a 17.
12 for me.
10.
Okay. 12 and 17. 17 then. So Scamp and Celestia, you can't see a lot more than that. There's a fence of some sort around, yes, circling an area immediately in front of this hillock. Corzin, you can see that there is a moat that has been dug around this fence. There is no obvious gate into it that you can see, and you can see that there is some sort of large, what appears to be a circular doorway set into, made of stone, some sort of stone, set into the side of the hillock. I will ask you to make a history check with advantage, by the way.
So it looks a bit like a sort of little hobbit hole kind of door.
Well, now that you've stated that, I will say that yes, Corzin, you recognise this as a classic halfling dwelling of Cairns style.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to spoil the check. I was literally just asking about look, so that I
But
could
no,
picture
this
it.
is
That's all it was.
indeed exactly it is exactly a hobbit hole.
Shall I still roll it just to see if I can figure out any specifics?
I will. No, but I will have you do that when you get closer. Now,
Okay.
You can also see that part of the moat is fed from a stream, which you can just faintly hear bubbling down from the hills, which then runs on further through another path until it will eventually reach one of the cliffs and presumably just pour into the sea. The stream appears to have initially been diverted to fulfill the water needs of this halfling house, but has been significantly expanded to allow for the moat. And you can just see, inside the wooden enclosure, also a smaller pool that meets up to the wood on the interior. You can you can't make out any figures within the enclosure, but Corzin, I'm glad you made that 17. What you can spot are, as you're looking around, having looked at that, you kind of take a bit of a scan of the surrounding area, and you can see that behind you, having circled around, already spotting you during your earlier searching efforts, there are a band of 4 Sawagi. They are about. They are now closing to just about 30 feet away. They have and they have what looked to be I'm going to say it would be harpoon. Actually, no, would it be 60? I'll just roll for this. Easy way. 40 feet away. Thank you.
Going to,
and they have harpoons in hand.
Okay, he is going to slowly start drawing his weapons, and in such a way that hopefully both Scamp and Celestia will notice this and follow suit, but without making it obvious that it's because he's seen them. Like, he's going to try and give the impression that, okay, I'm approaching something I've not seen before. I'm going to defend myself. Not, I know exactly where you are, and I'm going to defend myself.
Make a deception check then, if you're doing it like that.
Natural 20.
Yes.
On the off chance. Okay, they continue on their slow approach. They don't believe they don't seem to realise they've lost the element of surprise yet.
Okay,
they seem to be trying to move into comfortable range for their harpoons. I'm going to say they're now 30 feet away.
Okay, one thing. Damn it. I was going to say it'd be really useful if Corzin had.
They are now 25 feet away.
Right. He just says to the two of them very quietly, right, 4 of them closing up on us 25 feet that way.
Right.
20 feet away.
Okay, should we just start chucking stuff?
You got it. They don't know yet. Be ready.
Okay. And at that point, they're getting ready to throw, so I'm going to ask you to roll initiative, please.
Oh. Dear, oh dear. Ooh.
We all panicked, didn't we? Didn't do anything. That's a 13.
Okay. So,
non-natural 20.
so
Nice.
Scamp 20, Corzin 16.
Me 13.
So let's do a 13 and Okay. And they
That's
got
either
what they
really,
got.
really good or really, really bad.
Okay, so Corzin,
Yeah.
over to you.
Okay, so they are attempting to throw.
Yeah, you can see they're getting. They've all got harpoons, and they've already picked their targets, and are getting ready for their strike.
Okay.
They're about to throw.
The lead one, I am going to attempt to blast with my carbine straight in the face.
Okay, there is no
Like, as
there's
he's
no obvious
winding
leader,
up,
but
bang.
you can pick one at random, which you do.
Okay. Right.
Go for it. Roll your attack.
That is going to be a 15 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
Yes. 13 percussive.
Okay, bang! It smacks him in the face, blows away part of his cheek, and you hear just hissing from it. At this point, your presence is now very awake. You actually hear birds flutter away in the
I
distance.
yell mockingly, "You're going to have to do better than that one, you fishy bastards!"
Okay, do you want to use a bonus action or move at all?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to, having done that, try and move into melee range.
Okay, you can easily move straight up to any of them. I'm assuming the one you just shot?
Yep.
Okay, you holster your carbine and draw your two scimitars, which includes the cutlass, which I will refer to as scimitar despite its inaccuracy, just for convenience from this point onwards. Okay, so Scamp, you should have gone first. My apologies. I got the.
I was going to say, are we out of it? We are in.
We
this
are
round.
initiative. I just misread names.
Okay.
My
I am
handwriting.
terribly
Oh, well.
sorry. I should have,
I'm terribly sorry. So Scamp, you
I
can,
didn't think either.
you can.
I guess we reverse it next round.
Yeah, we'll do it properly after this.
We'll just
Causing
retcon it, like,
Well,
sheer
retcon.
rage.
We'll just
propels him
retcon it.
forwards. Yeah.
Scamp, go.
Okay, how many? Four of them.
Four
aren't
of
there?
them.
Okay, I'm going to twin spell a chromatic orb and get my little diamond out again.
Okay, nice.
Lovely.
And Tides of Chaos 1 to give
Okay.
myself a bit of advantage.
Tide's now active.
God, it
Does
makes
I
me
love
so
doing it?
nervous. I hate it.
So I'm going to use Tides on the one up against Corzin.
Okay. As you see
that
Corzin
is-
lower his gun to fire, you get in there with a twin shot.
That is a 22
That
to hit.
hits. Roll damage.
And it's going to be lightning damage.
Okay.
Ooh, mixture of terrible and good. 16.
Okay. You strike it with a ball of lightning, blasting its chest open and a split second later, Corzin blows its head off. With a carbine shot. Corzin, you then move into melee with someone next to it.
Excellent. Love it. Retroactive storytelling, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen.
And I guess that's the one that I attempt to shoot as well.
Yes.
With the twinned blast.
Go for it.
Which is a non-natural 20.
That hits. Roll damage.
17.
Oh, nice.
Making up for last week when I was rolling the ones.
Okay, this one you blast it. It shivers and shocks with the lightning, but it's not actually downed by it. Okay.
And I'm going to back away.
Okay, you put an extra 30 feet of distance away from these things. They're now 50 feet from you. Celestia.
Okay.
Saladin rolled a 2.
How many of them can I get within 15 feet of me without being in range of Corzin or Scamp?
I mean, you would need to run all the way behind them because Corzin has run into melee with one of them.
How
I
far
guess.
would that be?
Actually,
I've got
no. I
30
guess
feet
if
of movement.
okay, so Corzin is in melee with currently the leftmost of them. So I guess they were 20 feet from you. You could just hit the two that Corzin is not next to if you ran in a diagonal.
Yeah, I'm going to run in a diagonal.
Okay.
Whilst I'm running, I'm going to flip my guitar round to the front of me and I'm going to end it in a knee slide and a power chord. So I'm going to slide my ways going, and I'm going to do a thunder wave.
Okay. It's a Constitution save, right?
Yes, con save.
Hey.
It's going to be nice
one
and
natural
loud.
20.
So loud.
And
So subtle.
And 115, so I think they both save. But they still
Yeah,
take
the
half
lightning
damage.
didn't do it. The following thunder did.
Yeah, a thunderous boom that can be heard 300 feet away. I'm
Yeah.
assuming that comes in the form of a power chord with mine.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the advantage.
that's really
surprise
good.
had already been lost at this point.
Okay, so I've got a 12 for
Okay,
that.
both
So
of them
whoever
will take
didn't
6
save
points
got
of
half.
damage. They both take. Your save is 14, so I think they both saved. But they still take 6 points of damage.
Yeah, and as my bonus action, I'm going to assume that I've done my power chord one way up the guitar neck. I'm going to stand up, turn round to the other two so that they can see me, do a power chord the other way down the guitar neck, so it goes like the other way back down.
Yeah.
And flip my hair up and look at them, and I'm going to give myself a wondrous appearance, and they both get 5 temporary hit points.
And can
Because College of Glamour is
and
hilarious.
Additionally, if you wish, you can use your reaction to move up to your movement without provoking attacks of opportunities.
Yes, you can. You can move as much as you want.
I mean,
That's
up to
brilliant.
your movement.
I will move 5 more feet away.
Okay, I mean, if you wish, you could actually move another 30 feet away if you want.
No,
okay.
I've only got 60 feet.
Okay, you move
of
5
dark
more
vision.
feet away.
I don't want to not see them.
Okay.
They've been thunderstruck.
Okay, so again, we'll take their actions. Okay, seeing their leader, well, not their leader, but like one random one of them completely destroyed. The one opposite Corzin, you're on full hit points, so it's
Yep.
going to attack normally. Is just going to... Oh, nice! It's going to stab at you and then try and bite you with its
Oh.
shark-like teeth. So, it's using this two-handed 13.
Nope.
Okay, and then the bite. Non-natural. Yeah, like 21. So
Okay,
so
yeah,
it tries to stab you. You duck out of the way of that, but then it just brings its head down and chomp for 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Okay, the one is going to try and harpoon Celestia, who's conveniently within 15 feet of it.
Shit.
13.
Yeah, that hits. That's my
Okay.
armor class.
Nice. So you take 6 points of piercing damage, and you are grappled.
Okay.
You cannot move more than your... I'm going to say, because it's on the rope, you cannot move more than 15 feet from it without breaking the grapple.
Okay.
Okay, so, and then the one next to it is going to run forward. It's going to do a slightly circuitous movement to avoid getting within 5 feet of Celestia. So it will get within, I'm going to call it 40 feet of Scamp total, and it will throw its harpoon with disadvantage. That is a 14.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because I have not cast Mage
Cast
Armor.
Mage Armor. Okay.
Dear.
You take 5 points of piercing damage, and the harpoon rope has got, the harpoon is now into you, and you
How
are
many was that,
restrained.
sorry?
5.
Side? 5.
Yep, and you're now restrained by the rope.
Ooh.
I mean, you're not restrained. You're only grappled. But you cannot. I'm going to say, because of the unique grappling situation, you cannot move more than 40 feet away with it from it. Okay. So that makes it Scamp's go.
Okay. I guess I'm going to try and chromatic orb the one that's got me. And
It's a
I
shame you
believe...
can't cast Shocking Grasp down the.
I know,
That'd
I
be
was
so
thinking that.
good. Yeah.
I'm guessing it would just sort of fizzle out before it gets there. It's just
It
too
would.
far.
It would. I mean, you could cast it to try and break the rope, but that's about all you can do.
I'm going to twin spell it again.
Okay.
because I might as well. So,
You've got
Such a
sorcerer
fun
points.
thing, that. It's so good. Like,
yeah. I mean, I can only do it 3 times, but you know, I can
But
do
fuck
it.
it, yeah.
Okay, so the one against the one grappling me, that's a 17
That
to
hits.
hit,
Roll damage.
and then a 16 against whoever the one that's got Celestia, let's say.
Okay, the one that was turned. Yeah.
So that's 16 to hit. Does that
That
hit?
hits on both cats. Roll damage.
Lovely. So first one is 12.
Okay, not enough to
Nice.
kill it, but it is shocked.
Ooh, and then the other one, 11... 19!
The other one, however, becomes a charred wreck on the floor, dropping its harpoon. Well, harpoon rig. Okay. Unless you want to move or bonus action, that will be Corzin's go.
That'll do me.
Alright. In melee with this thing, so swords out.
Yep.
First one is a 14.
That hits.
Okay. And the second one is a 15. So yeah.
Also hits. As you strike with the cutlass, despite the fact that the moon is not shining on it, moonlight reflects off the blade.
Nice.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Cool, okay. So rolling damage. 5 and 5, 10.
Okay, yep, it's dead.
Cool. So which one is it that's dead?
The one opposite Corzin is
opposite
dead.
Corzin,
You just neatly take its stomach out, like its
Wow.
intestines out, and now there's just the one currently holding on to Scamp's.
Oh, I'm picturing like fish guts, like falling
Yeah,
out. Like you know, like
proper.
in Pirates of the Caribbean when they cut like the fish people open, and there's just all this like fish shit that falls out.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much
That's what
exactly
I'm picturing. Really gross.
that. Okay, Celestia, it's your go. Unless
Okay,
unless Corzin wants to move, I guess, because you could move if you wanted.
Well, yeah, having done that, I'm going to try and flank the one that remains.
Okay, you get behind the other one. You use both your attacks on it, so you do,
Yeah.
you do kind of make another one. But you are now flanking.
No, I rolled really badly,
Yeah.
but fortunately, enough.
Yeah. No, you are now coming up behind the one who is looking pretty lightning and thunderstruck.
So is there only one left?
Only one left, which
And it's which one was
Corzin's
it?
now next to, and it's holding Scamp's rope.
It's holding Scamp's rope. Okay. How bad is it looking?
Pretty damn bad.
Pretty
it's
bloody
covered
bad?
with lightning burns.
Okay, I'm going to get my rapier out and I'm going to do the slicey.
Okay, do the slicey
Nice.
slicey.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to do one of my Celestia style unnecessary flourishes with
Yep.
my rapier. Whenever I use my rapier, there's like unnecessary twirling that goes on, is how I picture it. I'm going to...
Millenay for days.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to... Oh, shit, balls. No, that's a 9. That definitely doesn't hit.
You spend so long
Fucking
doing
about.
Millennials that by the time you actually hit, there's no power behind your strike, and it
For
just
fuck's sake.
glides harmlessly off its scales.
Okay, do I want to do anything else? I'm going to conserve other inspirations
Okay.
just in case.
The Shawagin is going to use its action to disengage, and he's going to attempt to run back down towards the encampment. It gets 30 feet away. The rope. It's still holding the rope with Scamp on the end, but is defining its maximum distance that Scamp can get. But is not going to. It's just focusing on trying to run away. Scamp.
I'm going to cast Mage Armor.
Okay. Quickly wraps that piece of leather around your horn. Okay, and unless this,
And move closer to it so I can still see it.
okay,
Because it's getting out
Yep.
of my range.
you keep pace with it. Corzin. Corzin?
Yep.
It's your go. By the way, quick note for later. I should have given you disadvantage on your first ranged attack roll because of Douglas.
Oh, of course.
But I'll remember that in future. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough. Okay. Actually, if this thing's running away from me, yeah. Opportunity attack.
It disengaged.
Oh, we're disengaged. Okay. Then I'm going to chase after it because I'm not letting this thing get away.
Okay, you can get 10 feet away from it because it has longer legs than you and has a 30-foot movement speed.
Bugger. Okay. Reload the carbine then.
Okay, it doesn't take an action. I've said before that you just the limitation of the carbine is just that you're going to take one shot with it
Fair enough.
during a round. So I guess if you wanted to take a carbine shot from 10 feet away with disadvantage, you could.
I was 10 feet far enough that I can't see it well.
Just because of the darkness rules in effect. There's no source of light beyond the dim starlight.
All right, yeah, no, it's his only option. He goes, like he runs after it, but it's very immediately obvious to him that he's not going to be able to outrun it. And goes, all right, they can outrun me, but can they outrun a shot? That's going to be a 21.
That hits. With disadvantage?
Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, sorry. Right. No, that's oh, that's an 11.
It's just not enough.
Fuck's sake.
Fires off where you think it is, but it just moves at the last second and shot fires off into the night.
Dang it.
Okay, that makes it Celestia's go.
Okay. So I'm going to run towards it. I'm going to check the range on this. Yeah, we're fine. I'm not even going to go anywhere, actually. How far away is it from me?
It is 30 feet away from you.
Okay. Just go, oi! Fish face! Fuck you! And I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
So that is a wisdom save. It might do nothing.
No, it failed that. That was a 2.
Okay, cool. If this works, it'd be hilarious. Right, where's my dice that I want to use? Got new sparkly dice and I want to use them because they're beautiful. Okay, so that's a 2.
Okay.
Oh,
fuck.
It flinches, but continues running. Has disadvantage on any attack.
Yes, it does.
It seems very sad. It's going to use its action to dash, dropping the rope which currently holding Scamp.
I was really hoping I could talk it to death.
Yeah.
Okay, for my bonus action, I'm going to go, Corzin, get the fucker! And I'm going to give him inspiration.
Okay. So that it's run another 60 feet, putting it 65. Yeah, basically like just over 70 feet from Corzin, and Scamp was keeping pace with it, so I'm going to say 60 feet from Scamp. Well, actually, yeah, a little bit over 60 feet from Scamp, but Scamp you can easily run up within 60 feet of it.
Is it too late to say I run if it doesn't drop? Or
No.
It's okay if it is. I don't mind.
You can use a movement after your action.
Okay, I'm going to use my movement to just go as far as I can. So
you go as far as you can. Yep, that's fine. So I'm going to say you get within. Actually, you get within 50 feet, 20, 30 feet. You get within 5 feet of it then if you're running for 30 feet. Do you?
I'm not sure.
Well, do you want to close into melee with it when you're running after it? Like melee.
I thought it was 60 feet away from me.
No, it's 30 feet away from you before its turn. When you're turning, do you want to close within melee range of it?
Do I?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, it does have disadvantage.
Fuck it. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. It uses the disengage action and now only runs 30 feet away from you.
Okay, cool.
And consequently, 40 feet from Corzin. Okay. Also significantly, similarly less from Scamp. Scamp, you'll go.
How far is it from me?
I'm going to say like 45 feet from you.
I will move 30 feet closer.
Okay, you're now within 15 feet of it.
And I will chuck a firebolt.
Go for it.
Which won't do much, but... Ooh, 23
Roll
to...
damage?
No, 22 to hit.
Nice.
Alright, it is.
That could be enough.
Kill
3!
Okay.
And it's resistant, so...
1!
No, it's only resistant while submerged in water.
Oh,
which
nice.
it currently is not. So, how would you like to finish
I forgot
this?
that. Oh, I would have used fire sooner. Oh well. I want to burn his fish face off.
Okay, it turns around for a last moment, trying to check on its pursuers as the bolt of flame goes forwards, and you just quickly flash fry the fish head.
Gross.
As it slumps to the ground, and then proceeds to roll all the way down the hill.
Oh no. I was going to say let's loot the body, but that's a walk.
It is at least rolling down towards the area you're going to anyway.
The entire place suddenly smells like a really bad chip shop.
Oh. Oh, that's proper nasty, isn't it? Yuck.
But I suddenly really want chips.
Okay.
I know, I really want chips.
I'm going to say, before we take our
Mushy
break,
peas.
you can move. It's easy enough for you to move within 120 feet of the encampment, for Celestia to look without disadvantage.
Yeah, that would be great.
Or you can move within 60 feet, or if you can create any light source, Corzin can look as well, because there's no light source within the encampment itself.
Let's stealth and stay a little back, I think.
Yeah, shall we stealth and go within maybe your range so that we can both see?
Okay.
I'm talking to Scamp, I realise.
Yeah.
I'm making eye contact with an imaginary person who isn't here.
I've been making eye contact with the microphone.
I've been making eye contact with an alien queen opposite me. So.
Okay, if you'd like to stealth, I'm going to need new stealth checks, please.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Is that for everyone?
Yes.
Oh, shit balls,
Right.
man.
Oh no!
That would be a 5.
11.
21.
Okay, so at least, as before, one of you is stealthing
I'm like
very effectively.
retuning my guitar from the power chord as I walk along.
Dum, 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 dum,
I'm shushing you really loudly.
Okay.
What? Gotta make
Corzin.
sure it's alright, haven't I?
Corzin, you move away from these two.
Yes, I do.
It reminded me strongly of the Emily moment that we had a couple of weeks ago.
But yeah, you move into position. You move a little bit away from the others. You're within 60 feet, so I'm going to say, because if two of you are looking, Celestia and Scamp, pick one of you to make the perception check and give yourself advantage.
What's your perception?
0.
Okay, mine's a 1, so I'll do it, I
Okay.
guess. God, so perceptive. Okay, so that's actually an 18, so that's not too bad.
Okay. You can see that there is within the wooden enclosure, the hillock rises up and has the large circular stone door. And you can just make out that there is some sort of sculpted image on it. It's a bit too hard to tell exactly what the image is up close, but it seems to be some sort of creature and a background scenery. It looks like it's there's deliberate. This is deliberate sculpt.
Whereabouts in
sculpting.
the thing am I seeing this?
So you're seeing this is in the centre of the enclosure, or rather
Okay.
the back of the enclosure where the hillock is, and that's where the large stone halfling door is. You can see that in front of this huge circular door / bas relief, there is a freestanding stone arch. It's not connected to the rest of the hillock.
Okay.
It's actually about 10 feet away from it, and underneath which of it there is a squat stone pillar with a large bronze dish on top of it. When I say squat, I mean it's like about 2 feet high, and the dish makes up another half foot.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be comfortably refilled. If it was if it was filled with something, it could comfortably be refilled by a halfling.
It's almost one Corzin in height.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say, most halflings.
yeah.
Corzin would struggle.
Tiny.
You can see that the archway appears to have been converted into a very crude shrine, however.
Okay.
The dish is empty, is empty of whatever it was originally supposed to contain, and is instead littered with charred bones of various creatures. You can't really identify the type from this distance, some large, some small. The arch itself has been covered with decorative shells and bones that have been strung together like strings of beads and then lashed to the archway. Mm-hmm. There is a carved stump of driftwood directly in front of the door, so behind the archway and the basin. On top of which sits a statuette and looking at it, you can see that it looks to be carved from a giant tooth. And when I say giant tooth, this statuette is like, 10 inches tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
Okay.
From some sort of great sea beast. And the whole thing has been carved all around into the shape of a rising coiled eel. And you can just make out that the 2 small pearls have been set into its eyes. So
That's quite scary.
Semi-valuable, somewhat valuable little art object. Now that you can see clearly, the moat and the whole area is encircled by a crude palisade of wooden stakes which have been driven into the ground, clearly made from the local trees. The palisade is also surrounded by a water-filled moat, about 5 foot wide.
Okay.
So, enough that you couldn't stand directly beneath the palisade to try and climb it. The palisade itself is about 7 feet high, with sharpened stakes at the top. So you're kind of looking over from a slight rise.
All right.
To see
And in the middle of it is this archway.
Is the archway with the halfling door.
Yeah,
behind
the
it,
halfling door and the little
statue.
and the little hillock thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And
there's just the one statue.
Yeah, just the one statue. You can looking around into it. You can also see that there's the moat that encircles it, and on the inside, there is also water on the eastern edge, on the eastern edge, a small pool of it, which is murky and brackish, and you cannot see clearly down into. There is no gate to the wall of wooden stakes. You can see there is no door or drawbridge designed to make it easy to cross. And you can also see that there are what look like surprisingly old crates piled up in one corner, not far from the pool of water. A large one and 4 smaller ones, which and you can see various shells and bits and bones and so on, and even some small bits of carved horn and bone piled up in what appears to be some sort of game of chance that has been abandoned mid-game.
Weird.
There are no occupants within the enclosure that you can see there.
Unless they're like within the doorway. I'm going to say, for the sake of our listeners not hearing things twice, that I'm not saying differently in character. I relay this to both of them.
Yeah.
Corzin, does that mean anything to you? Any of that ring any bells with your friends, or is that a Sawagin thing?
Would Corzin have any idea what the statuette was indicative of?
Make a religion check.
Okay. That's an 18.
Okay, it's not to any saint you know, but it seems likely that this is a shrine to a local spirit of some sort, probably one that, judging from the inhabitants, protects or aids these local Sawagin in some way. It seems that the Sawagin have, observing the existing architecture, have for whatever reason decided to convert the front of this halfling's house into a shrine. But yeah, it seems to be a small depiction of the local spirit. This is not uncommon. Within local temples, there often are idols of the local guardian saint.
Right.
Like, even if it's not one of the big ones, like if a town has a local saint, then there will be a depiction of that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And you know from experience that the spirit themselves tends to resemble the icon they are depicted with.
Right.
You also know that such shrines do require constant maintenance. Spirits have a need to be praised and honoured. Whether that is simply a case of ego or satisfying some deeper need. And in return, they provide their guidance and assistance and magic.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go and have a closer look.
Okay.
Should we desecrate a shrine then?
All right. As you prepare to move in to desecrate,
Not necessarily.
we'll go with
Corzin would say, if you say that out loud, Corzin would say, "I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, but I just want to have a look in the first instance."
Yeah. Are there any fish people about?
Not that you've seen from looking at 60 feet away. You could always go closer and try and have a look, but there do not seem to be any that you've seen.
Right, let's go in then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just start striding towards it. As ever.
Stealth! Never mind.
Okay.
Too late.
Celestia, you stride up towards it. How do you want to approach this? Like, how close do you want to get?
Pretty close. I want to have a good look.
Okay, do you want to get right next to the moat and have a look at it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get right up next to the moat and sort of peer at the palisade. Yeah, looking again, it doesn't seem that there's any obvious door or way in that you can find. I will let you. I'll say make a perception check.
Oh, that's good. That's a 19.
Okay, which means you just notice the shadows in the shadow in the murky water as a Sawagin hand splashes up and goes for your leg. So it doesn't get advantage on its athletics check to try and grapple you. Please make an acrobatics or athletics check to avoid being dragged into the water.
Okay?
Yeah.
Do we see this happen?
Oh, yeah!
Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, that's not bad, actually. It was a 13?
Okay, it splashes up, but seeing it, you pull back out of the way just in time. And you catch a glimpse of the dead black eyes of the Sawagin before it sinks back into the water.
Oof.
Just out of sight.
Shit. Can I still see it? Like, is it just...
No, the water is murky. It has moved down below the ability to easily see it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do a dancing lights, and I'm going to just plunge a couple of them into the water.
All right, as you
try and light up as much of the length as I can.
The water immediately lights up, and you can just see the shapes of 4 Sawagin lit up, lying in wait underneath. As this happens, they immediately surge up. Behind them, on the palisade above, 4 more Sawagin climb up, holding throwing spears onto small platform, small ladders behind, and you just see step out from behind the archway within the palisade itself is another Sawagin, slightly taller, and wearing a sort of almost a sort of from somewhere between robes and a dress made out of woven seaweed. She is heavily just covered with shell jewelry, bone jewelry, long strands of it covering almost every part of her body. There is a knife at a rope belt that she has made out of some sort of beast's tooth. And you can see that at her, and you can see, and only Corzin and Celestia, you can see coiled around her forearm is a brightly glowing golden eel, the twin to the statuette. And that is where we are going to take our break. We will come back there.
Oof.
After a short message and some music. Toodle pip for now.
Okay.
Hello there. I'm a miscellaneous member of the pious. One of my legs was gnawed off by Fighty Gubbins-Wick. I think Flintlocks and Fireballs are all sinners and should be put to death. If you agree with me, definitely don't subscribe, like, or review them on iTunes. Fuck Flintlocks and Fireballs.
And welcome back. All right then. So, everyone roll initiative.
Oh,
Yeah!
I want to quickly clarify, by the way, you can see the priestess through gaps in the palisade.
Cool.
Because the palisade, I realised, is actually high enough
Good to know.
that you would not necessarily be able to see her.
20 unnatural.
18.
Natural 1. Woo!
Okay, Corzin, I happen to know what your dex is, which makes a difference.
Oh no.
So Scamp was an 18, and what was yours?
1. Natural 1.
1! Oh, wow. Okay. Alright, Corzin, you're up first.
Right. Corzin is going to try and circle round the outside of the palisade.
Okay.
How high is it?
7 feet.
He's going to try and climb it.
Alright, I'm going to need... I'm going to make this 2 athletics checks. The first one is to jump onto the palisade without slipping into the moat, and the second one is to then climb over it.
Okay.
So you're moving.
Athletics.
Are you moving to the east or west? The east is the side with the large pool. The west has
No,
dry
I'm going
ground.
to the west.
Okay. All right. So you move off to the western side. Can I have your first athletics check, please?
That is going to be an 18.
Okay. Using one of you, kind of take one of your scimitars, kind of grip the blade close to the... Although, actually, do you have like a... You've got like a belt knife, haven't you, as well, actually?
Yeah.
Okay, you get your belt knife, and to give it a bit of a run-up, you launch yourself off and use it as an improvised python to ram it into the wooden palisade, using it for grip to hold on to it without... your feet get a bit splashed, but you got boots. Okay, I need another athletics check to climb the palisade, please.
Okay, come on. That's a 17.
Okay, you easily manage to clap, 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 and land on the other side.
Okay, I've probably used up most of my movement.
I'm going to say you've used up, all of your movement by that point.
Yep, okay, that's fine. I am going to... I mean... What's the other side immediately? The other side?
Okay, so the other side, you can see there is the, as described, it's mostly dryish land. It's recently rained, but there's the previously mentioned pond on the far eastern side, the hillock with the archway and the door. Standing just next to the archway, which is about 25 feet from the edge of the palisade, is the Sawagin priestess. There are also the 4 Sawagin who are currently standing on little, tiny ladders next to the palisade, so that they can throw their throwing spears over the edge at currently just Celestia and Scamp. Now that you've managed to vault over, although possibly they might now want to be a bit distracted by you.
Alright, I was going to say, it's open area.
It's fairly open ground. It's also dark at this point, so disadvantage with ranged attacks unless a light source appears.
Okay.
Well,
not for Celestia and Scamp, because it is within the dark vision and there is sufficient background light.
Isn't there still dancing lights up from...
This
there
is true.
is actually by the 4 that are in the water. There's
that's true.
Lights.
Yes. What's the dancing lights does? 20 feet of range, I think, is the distance. If you could pass it to me.
120 feet.
No, sorry, I need to know how much light they.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, have a look at the card.
So each light sheds dim light within a 10-foot radius. You said you put all 4 of them into the water.
Into the water.
However.
Yeah, they're in the water.
So you will need
still there.
in order for them to illuminate above the water. You will need to a
to get them back out. Yeah, cool.
So right now, Corzin, the ones under the water are lit, but not the ones on the palisade. Standing behind the palisade or the priestess. You haven't got any light sources within the compound.
All right. Can I use my hunter's sense to attempt to ascertain what would be the strengths and weaknesses of this priestess?
Yes,
cool.
you can. 1 minute while I just quickly grab my notes here. Hunter Sense.
I think that's a first in this campaign.
Yep, this is your monster hunter ability. So you gain the ability to heal a creature magically discern how best to hunt it. So this is an action for you. That's fine. I'll say you use your bonus action. I was going to say use your bonus action to do the climb. So you immediately learn whether this creature has any damage resistance, immunities, or vulnerabilities. Okay. Right.
I can use this feature an equal number of times to my wisdom modifier.
Okay. As far as you can tell, she has no special resistances or vulnerabilities more than ordinary Sawagin. Her powers are simply a result of any divine assistance she may be gaining from the Golden Eel.
Good to know.
Okay. I think that makes an end to your turn. So it actually makes the priestess's turn next, which is a handy time for me to use the player's handbook. If you could pass that to me, please, Celestia. Thank you. Okay.
Weird when you Celestia passed me the player's handbook.
That's
it's just
true.
not
I should ask that
quite.
for Ellie.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Ellie, if you could pass
That was
it.
definitely me that passed you the
Yes, you
player's
passed me the
handbook.
player's handbook. Celestia does not. Oh gosh.
Celestia doesn't have a player's handbook. Otherwise,
Okay.
it's a very weird
There's
image.
a very strange cross-universe moment there. Okay, so the priestess turns and she points her dagger at you while rattling off a few a short, sharp word in Sawagin, which you speak. You understand. To the rest of you, it's like, but
Bless you.
You can you interpret this as her pointing at you and going, stay. So I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw, please. As you watch the eel looks up and seems to and its 2 glowy red eyes flash.
Right. Wisdom save.
Yep.
17.
Okay. You resist the hold person spell. You are not frozen in position. Okay. We'll see if
Glad it's you making the wisdom save.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are super wise.
Fucking useless, mate.
I'm going to see if she wants to use if she has a bonus action or anything. Not at this time. However, she... Alright, she's going to make sure that she is with... She's going to step forward so that she is within the centre of the 4 standing up at the palisade. So she's joined the rest of them and is now in close range with everyone there. She seems to be joining up to them for protection. Okay, that is the priestess's turn. Scamp, you're next.
Okay, so they've got cover from the palisade, don't they?
Yes, although not from Corzin.
How far is the archway from me?
The archway is... if you were to step right up to the edge of the moat, it would be 30 feet from you.
Then I shall do that.
Okay, you will be within melee range of the rising Sawagin
I
in the
will
water.
misty step. I cast Misty Step.
Okay.
Ooh, hello.
You are now next to the archway.
I'd like to be on top of the archway, please.
Okay, you are now on top of the archway.
That's so cool.
It's just
That is
thick
very
enough
cool.
to that you don't need to make a check to for footing. It's quite a nice thick archway. Okay, and this little tiefling child is now atop the arch.
And I will, cast my last chromatic orb
Shit.
at the priest.
Okay.
Because Misty Step's a bonus action.
Yeah, roll attack.
Oh dear. Not good. 14.
That hits. She doesn't have much armor. Roll damage.
And I'm going lightning again because that
Okay.
seems to be working. Oh no, that's awful. 9.
Okay.
Well, you can
Another
sit
stroke
out.
of,
Off you go.
Vice prison there. Another stroke of lightning as you blast the priestess.
Alright, I'm down to 1 spell slot, just so you know, and Tides of Chaos is active. Just a reminder.
Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, tell me if your last level 1 spell slot goes.
That's my last level 1.
That was your last level 1? Okay, then roll Tides of Chaos,
I've got-
please.
Oh, shit.
At least I'm far away from everyone. 93.
Ooh, that sounds like an interesting one. 93. Suddenly, you watch as Scamp seems to... their form just billows for a moment. That one leg suddenly becoming huge, then an arm, then the other. This tiny torso expanding, and finally their head. Scamp, you're normally what, 4'7"?
About that, yeah.
Okay, you are now around 9 foot tall. Until
So stupid.
for the next minute, you are large.
Amazing!
I mean, yes.
Do I still
I'm gonna
fit on this
I am going to
goddamn
say at
thing?
this point, yeah, make an acrobatics check to avoid slipping off the archway.
16.
Okay, you're able to maintain your balance.
Tides of Chaos, knows what this story means at any given point, I swear.
Insane.
It's ridiculous.
The Sawagin are going to act. Well, the 4 in front of Celestia are going to make their attacks. So the first one is going to just... same one as before, is going to try and just drag Celestia into the water where they'll have... where they will be at their advantage. Mm-hmm. So this is an acrobatics or athletics check for you.
Acrobatics, please. It's a 9.
Versus an 8. Okay,
Oh, yay!
doesn't manage to do it. The others are going to just try and spear you instead.
Fuck.
So 3 spear attacks against Celestia. That would be a 13.
Yep.
Yep. And yep, 2 non-natural 20s. Okay, so the double handing. You take... That was a 1. So 2, 8, 2. So yeah, total of 12 points of piercing damage
Oof.
from being
Ow.
repeatedly being stabbed by 3 of the spears, although you were at least not dragged into the water with
Really
them.
glad I had opium this morning.
The 4 with the throwing spears, they're not quite ready to leave their... Actually, no, yeah, they're going to go. They are going to move into position around. They're going to encircle Corzin as best they can. Although, actually, no, wait, you've got to... Scamp, you're just standing right on top of that shrine, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay. The priestess is going to go, and Scamp, Corzin, you can tell that she's going.
2 of you get the halfling. 2 of you get that thing off the archway.
So the two of them are going to go and try and tag team Corzin with their spears. Natural 20 and 13.
13 does not hit.
Okay. The natural 20, however, does 9 points of stabbing damage to you.
Stabbing.
As it stabs down.
Stabbing.
The other 2 are going to run down underneath the archway, and they're going to hurl their throwing spears up at Scamp.
Well, that's all my temporary hit points.
Non-natural 20.
Oh.
And a natural 1. Okay, let's see what happens with the natural 1. Okay. And how much damage does that do? Okay, well, one of them accidentally throws his spear into his friend. It goes directly up, comes back down, and stabs their friend in the thigh.
Excellent.
You shithead!
There's the first one I think was a non-natural 20, wasn't it? Yeah. So that one does 3 points of damage to Scamp. By the by,
Okay.
Corzin, are you now below your maximum hit points?
Below my maximum. Well, yes.
Yes,
thinking,
that's fine.
Because I took the 5. I then had the temp hit points.
Yeah.
I had 6 temporary hit points total. I've just taken another 10. So yeah.
Yeah, that's
All the
fine.
maths.
That makes a difference. The important thing is that you are now bleeding. Okay.
Oh
I
dear.
am gonna cast Hellish Rebuke because I
Oh!
always forget it, and I just remembered it.
Nice.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Yes, go.
I'm going to quickly remind myself how Hellish Rebuke works because we don't actually have to
Do
use
it
it.
hellishly.
It's a dex save on the part of the creature that attacked me,
Okay.
and they are surrounded by
Yeah, it
flames.
definitely fails that. Roll 2d10 fire damage.
Oh, 19!
Actually, wait. Do you cast it? This is an automatic tiefling ability, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 2d10 fire damage.
Yeah, I'm just checking whether you cast it at first level or second. Yeah, you
I think
cast it
it's-
as a second level spell.
Yeah, it's 2d10. That's what I've got on my thing.
Nope. It's 3d10.
What?
When you cast the spell using a spell slot of second level or higher, the damage increases by 1d10.
That's too much. That's too
Yeah,
much.
so once per long rest, you cast it as a second level spell.
So that's 22.
Okay, so the one who managed to hit you is instantly consumed in writhing green flames that seem to burst out of its its chest.
Never done that before. Shit.
Oof.
Possibly should have saved that for someone more dangerous.
Yep, that one is now gone.
Damn cool though.
It's just gone. Ashes and charred bones slapped to the ground.
I
Okay.
really, really hope that when our listeners get to hear this, at least some of them did actually jump up and shout "green flame" at that moment. That would make me so happy.
Okay.
If so, please tweet us.
Yeah, please do. We want to hear about it.
Corzin, it's actually nope. Celestia with your natural 1. It is your go.
Oh, with my whole 1 that I rolled. So, am I in the water? Has that happened?
No, they tried to drag you in, but they were unable to.
Okay.
You are within melee of 4 of them. Though.
Where's Corzin?
Corzin
In
is on the
relation
far
to me.
side. He is within the palisade by the southwestern edge of the wall, on the inside of the palisade, flanked by 2 of the Saligin.
Is he more than 15 feet away?
I'm going to say like from where you are right now, he's slightly more than 15 feet away. Like he's about 20 feet from you. So yes,
Right.
the creatures within 15 feet of you right now are the 4 Saligin in front of you, and actually the priestess.
Yeah, so I've got like 3 spears in me right now.
Yes.
So it's not going to be as graceful as it was before. It's not going to be a proper power chord. I'm going to reach over my back and just twang one string slightly discordantly, and I'm going to do a thunder wave from that.
Okay, so lots of Constitution saves time.
Yes, con save time.
Okay,
I will roll
so
2d8.
Save. Fail.
Don't like that d8. Other one.
Ooh, fail.
Shit. Okay, good. It's alright. It's an 8.
Okay, so and they get knocked back 10 feet, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so that one takes 4.
Also big loud sounds, obviously. We know that.
But, yeah. So those all get knocked. Okay, so they all take 8 damage. One moment. Note to self, getting you rubber. The one on the end of this is running up. And another 8 from that. Okay. The priestess is hurled 10 feet away off where she was away from where she was standing, closer towards the centre of the palisade. The ones who are in the water are actually shoved 10 feet down into the water and smack against the bottom of the moat.
Okay, cool.
They are all now. They are now all out of melee. Actually, no, with the exception of one of them, the one who's been trying to grab your leg. They are now all out of melee with you.
Yeah. I am going to, for my bonus action, I've still got, like, my hands reaching back to my guitar. So with my foot, I'm going to kick up and try and whack my massive xylophone that's across my back, and I'm going to use that to cast Healing Word. The sound of the xylophone.
Yeah.
I do have a xylophone. Ding! And then I feel a little bit better. Yay.
Okay.
On myself.
Yes.
Because I'm on 3 fucking hit points, so yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and now I'm not on 3 hit points, so that's good. Excellent.
Less the sound of rock and more the sound of junior music hall.
Aww.
Okay, that makes it Corzin's go. Unless you want to move, although...
I think I'm staying where I am,
cool.
thanks.
Alright, Corzin.
Right. Well, he's not so much flanked as in a target-rich environment. So, swords.
Okay, go for it. You've got 2 targets. Do you want to go one on each or both in the same?
Yes, but I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on one of them.
Okay. You pick one at random
Yep.
and focus in. Go for it.
Okay, that's going to be a 24.
Hits.
And a 10.
Does not hit. But the first one
If
hits.
it's the Hunter's Mark one, would I have advantage, though?
No.
No.
You just
No.
do more damage.
No, you're right. Okay, that's fine. Right, so the Hunter's Mark one. That's a 10 and an extra d6. 12.
Nice. Nice. Okay, yeah, you give it a good solid slash against one leg, and it sort of buckles for a moment, sagging from the slash. Nice. Okay, that's your action and bonus action. Unless you want to move and provoke attacks of opportunity.
I'm kind of in the middle of something here.
Okay, the priestess then is going to pick some things. Oh, what's her priority? I know what her priority is. No, she knows what her strengths are. So let me just check if this is a bonus action for her. As in a but a moment it desperately works at trying to figure out, racking through the library of spells in its mind. Oh wait, no, there might be another actually slightly better one that it could use. I don't. That would not, guidance would not assist in this particular situation. Being as ability checks are not really a primary consideration. Okay, never mind. In which case, it will raise its dagger, and the golden eel's scales shimmer brightly. And Scamp, even you can see the golden light that seems to come out of her forearm, showering the area around her. 6 creatures of her choice, I believe, their wounds begin to heal.
Fuck off.
Yep, as she casts Mass Healing Word.
Ugh.
So that's 1d4 plus 2. Alright, so she's going to heal herself. Oh, all 3 points of damage. And I'll just quickly do it for the others. Okay. Alright, so 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the one next to you, Corzin, also receives some love. Or the one that you just heavily slashed. Okay, that she's going to use her movement to move away from the Thunderstrike area and get closer towards the archway. So she's sort of directly, more or less directly beneath you, and shouts up to you in Sawagin.
Get down from there, you wretched creature!
Don't speak your fish language, sorry.
She makes a gesture which is universal. Speaking of which, Scamp, it is your go.
Am I within melee of her?
No, because you are on top of a
Good.
10-foot archway.
Because I'm on... Excellent. In which case, I shall use my final spell slot.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
And also the Tides of Chaos.
Okay, tides reset.
Because they...
Yep. Yeah, you can reuse it once they've discharged.
Yep. And I will cast a 2nd level chromatic orb at the priestess directly below me.
Fucking hell, okay.
Okay, go for it.
And I shall also twin it and target someone at some point.
Okay.
I'm going to attack her first and then look around
Okay.
and work out where the second one's going.
I think you actually need to choose them at the moment you cast it. If it's
Okay, where is everyone?
so there's another one beneath you who's been throwing a...
I'll go for him.
Okay, yep, fair enough. Go for it then.
Fuck that guy. Okay, so the one against the priestess. Oh no, is awful. Fuck.
How awful.
That's an 11.
Just misses. The lightning grounds
that's with
itself
advantage.
harmlessly in the
Fuck's
in the
sake.
earth.
God damn it. And the other one, that'll hit. That's like a 25.
Okay.
God damn it.
Roll damage. The priestess calls out. Calls out.
Cecilia protects me.
Hater.
12.
Okay. He is heavily burned by electrical burns, but not slain outright. I'm going to assume you don't move.
No, I'm staying right there in my with my giant self.
Okay. The Sawagin.
I'm so big!
The Sawagin will take their turns. The two either side, the one beneath you, Scamp, is going to hurl up a harpoon this time in the hopes of trying to spear you and drag you down.
Does this have any effect being a different size in terms of mechanics, or I'm just bigger?
Apparently, you're just bigger. I would
Just
say
bigger.
that you have advantage on like athletics checks, and probably disadvantage on stealth checks from being unused to your size.
Also, you would presumably weigh a lot more.
You also weigh a lot more. Unfortunately, the archway is constructed of sturdy stone.
Yeah, because that could... Oh, it would be so funny if it collapsed though.
No, I did think about this when your mass increased by a multiplier of 4. Okay, so the one hurls its spear and misses you. The two either side of Corzin, sniffing your running blood, Corzin, they both engage in a frenzy of stabbing and biting. I forgot they have their bites. So stab first. That's a natural 19. Bite. That's a 15.
That just hits.
Okay, one stab, one bite. Stab, natural 20.
Shit.
Bite, 16.
Yeah, that hits.
Bollocks.
Okay, so I'll do the stabs first. So both stabs, both bites, and it was this. Shit, I didn't say which it was. It was the one of the stabs that hit natural 20, wasn't it? Yeah. So I'll do the bites first then. So the two bites do 10 points of total damage between them, and then the non-natural 20 stab does 2 points of stabbing damage, and then the natural 20 stab does 9 points of piercing damage. You still up?
Hold on a second.
So I think that was 10, 12, 21.
21. 1 second. I'm doing maths. Ooh.
You still up?
Just.
Oh.
Corzin yells at them, "Choke on them, you buggers!"
And yeah, they are attempting to bite chunks of your flesh out and eat them.
Not
You're
good.
just stabbing and savaging. Okay, the four next to Celestia are going to take their actions. One, as before, is just going to try and pull you in.
Acrobatics?
Acrobatics, please.
Oh, that's a 12.
7. Yes! It's trying to grip you, but
it the same
it's
one?
just too slippery. The other three, however, are going to make stab attacks with advantage because you are below maximum hit points right now, I think.
Yes.
Cool. Yes, that's 17.
So hits.
Does 5 points of damage. 16 does 6 points of damage.
Yeah, so how many did we have in the first one? Sorry, that was
5, then 6.
Yep.
You still up?
No, down.
Okay. And I'm going to say at that point the other two are going to do quick. One of them will then use its actions to grab you and drag you under the water.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Not good.
Yeah, the other one will use they submerge under. I'm going to say the one that has not used its action re-emerges in the pool on the east and is going to hurl its spear at Scamp, which is a non-natural 20. So you take 4 points of piercing damage.
Oof.
Okay. Celestia is now in the water, in the grip of a Sawigin. Scamp, you would have seen this if you wish to alert Corzin of the fact. Okay. That makes it Celestia's turn. Celestia, roll a death saving throw.
Oh, I hate this. This is horrible. Okay. Oh, no, I hate all my dice as well.
Yeah.
Fuck it. That's a 10? Is that a success or a fail?
That's a success.
Okay, one success.
There's a slight favour towards players. Okay, top of the round, it's Corzin.
Have I had time to shout to
I'm
him?
going to say, yeah, you have time to shout.
Celestia's drowning!
Okay, important question.
Yep.
Is a healing potion a bonus action or an action?
It is I'm going to set this now for this campaign. Mm-hmm. It is a bonus action to use on yourself and an action to use on someone else.
Fine. Corzin is going to pop a healing potion.
Yep.
And could I get to Celestia?
I'm going to say this would, if you, based on where you think she is, it will provoke attacks of opportunity because attacks of opportunity unless you use the disengage action.
I'm going to have to do that and do it next round.
Okay, then if you disengage, I'm going to need an athletics check to vault the fence and get into the water.
Okay. Right. I'll do the healing potion.
Okay.
First. So
Not like a healing potion.
5 plus 2.
Hang on, didn't you disengage 7. So you can't use it this round?
He can heal himself.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I've got it. Yep.
I think he has another one for.
I was
for you.
wondering if Cure Wounds was ranged. If it was ranged, I could maybe get.
Cure Wounds is
it's touch, isn't it?
No. Okay, fine. So, athletics then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. That is 23.
Okay, jamming the one of the cutlass into the side of to give you leverage, you duck out of the way of the shark folk, the Sawagin, and manage to leap over, pulling the cutlass out and splashing into the water. Your gunpowder weapons are now wet.
Fuck it.
But you dive straight down, and you can now see there are 3 Sawagin. 2 of them are already moving towards the pool on the far side. One of them hasn't moved as far because it's dragging Celestia, and you are able to get into melee range with that while swimming.
That's all I can do this turn, I
Yep.
think.
Okay. Do you wish to get into melee range with it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you do so. That makes it the priestess's turn. Okay, the priestess is going to focus on trying to get rid of the spellcaster that she's observed. So this is going to be a wisdom saving throw from Scamp as she once again points her dagger and says, "Stop!"
Wisdom save
Yep.
with it.
Roll high.
17.
You feel the claws of magic try to paralyze your form, but you shrug it off. Okay, you are not held. The priestess swears extensively in Sargin. She's not proving the MVP of this fight, is she? No. Okay, Scamp, it is your turn.
The little statue thing's pretty much right below me, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot it and see what happens.
Okay.
Let's desecrate a temple!
Okay.
So I'm going to fire a firebolt down at it.
Okay, roll an attack roll.
14?
Okay, it smacks it, knocks it off its plinth, where it's scattered to the side. You can the priestess immediately goes livid.
Ooh.
As do the
I don't think that was a good idea!
as do the Sargin
That was not a good idea!
beneath you. They are pissed. You cannot. No one is currently above the water who could see the eel, but it looks pissed as well.
Oh no! Well,
If,
that didn't work.
if Corzin were, he'd remind you angry people make mistakes.
Yeah. But yes, you have successfully earned all of their ire.
Oh shit.
Okay, do you have a bonus action you can do?
No.
Okay.
Where can
you
I
know,
go?
You know
Is there
what?
anywhere
Actually,
I
this
can
is you know what? That's a thematically interesting moment. So I'm going to call tides. Roll a d100.
Oh shit!
Don't roll a d100 as you scatter, as you knock the statue off its pedestal.
Oh shit, 92.
We
That's
just
not
had
the same
93.
thing, is
That's
it?
really weird.
That's not the same effect, is
There
it?
is no apparent
Okay.
effect.
It's not the same thing. Oh.
He's doing a face when he says there's no apparent effect,
Yeah.
and he's worrying me.
Yeah, there's no apparent
Yeah.
effect, but the non-apparent effect will remain over you for the next minute.
Oh god, I hate this.
Okay.
What are you done with a
Scary.
fireball right now?
Not centered on me, we couldn't.
No.
Okay, so that's Tide's Delment again. I guess unless you're doing anything else, the Sargin will take their turn.
Let's have a look at where can I go? There's nowhere really useful to go, is there? Could I jump onto over the palisade from where I am? Being all big and stuff.
You would need to get off the archway first, but you could actually, you would have advantage on an athletics check to jump the palisade.
I'd still have a -1 as my modifier, though.
True.
Maybe I'll stay where I am.
Okay, you stay where you are. The Colossus atop the archway. Yeah, if it had rolled the same thing, the archway might have collapsed at that point, because then you would become huge.
I would be so big.
Okay, the Sargin are going to act. Corzin, because of the cramped conditions of the moat, only one of them can actually attack you, because there's only space for one creature to swim at a time. It is the one holding Celestia who turns its attention to you, which is for the best, because it was otherwise going to have a snack.
Oof.
You are injured, so it will make its stab attack with advantage. 16?
Hits.
Yep. Okay. It has one hand full, so it's only less damage. Okay, so you take 4 points of damage of stabbing damage.
Okay.
Okay. The other three are going to swanny up in the pool, and they are going to hurl throwing. Seeing what has happened, they too become enraged at the desecration Scamp has just conducted, and they will hurl throwing spears at Stamp. Stamp? What?
Scamp.
Scamp. So that was a natural 1. So I feel sorry for the guy next to. Yep. So the guy, one of the guys next, the fellow next to the archway takes 6 points of damage. As he gets,
Is that the one that was
yeah,
zapped?
yeah, it's the one that was zapped.
Oh, he's not having a good day, is he?
Second one, 3 misses. Third one, natural 20. You take 5 points total damage. The one directly beneath kills himself by hurling the... It's the one who's just been stabbed by his fellow's throwing spear. Hurls the spear directly upwards, spins in the air, and stabs him through the throat.
Such a stupid death.
Goal.
The other two who were previously after Corzin will now, because Corzin has just leapt the fence, will throwing spear at Scamp. 14.
No, that doesn't hit.
And 14 again.
So
Excellent. Both of them
Yes!
kind of hit,
Mage
but
armor!
they scale, but they slide off.
Finally useful!
Yeah, they slide off your horn thick skin. Okay. Celestia, make a death saving throw.
Oh god. No, I hate all my dice again. Help. 11. Woo!
Okay, another success. Corzin, you are within 5 feet of Celestia and her Sarigin captor.
Right. No, I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to reach out and grab any trailing part of Celestia I can find and cast Cure Wounds.
Cool.
Love you.
I'm gonna say because Celestia is currently carried, I'm going to need an athletics or acrobatics check opposed by its athletics check to try because it will try and play keep away.
Oh, so it's trying to get in the way of me.
Yeah, because
cool.
because
that makes sense.
holding you.
Sorry, I didn't follow you.
Yeah.
That's a 9.
No, that's an 18. You don't lose the spell, but you aren't able to get a hand on her.
Fuck.
Not while it's and I'm going to say it doesn't. You don't lose the spell, and and I'm going to say this uses up a bonus action instead of an action for you.
Oh, okay. So I still have an action.
So I'm going to let you have your action, but yeah, you because of where it's currently holding her, you can't get hold of it.
Okay, I'm going to maintain my hunter's mark, but it's not on this guy, obviously.
No.
I am going to try and stab him through the face.
Okay, stab
Nice.
away.
Oh, that is an 18.
That hits. Roll damage.
Right. Will I get the other attack as well, or?
No, that requires a bonus
Okay,
action.
fine. Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, so 6 piercing damage.
Okay, nice. You stab him. Blood infuses the water, but is still struggling, holding on to Celestia. Okay, that makes it. That's your go. Priestess will go next. The priestess, despairing of trying to hold Scamp, is instead going to. She slashes a line with her dagger, and a spear, actually I'm going to say a trident formed of golden light appears, which she directs, and it launches directly up to attack Scamp. This is a spiritual weapon. So spiritual weapon attack. That's 21. Which does 7 points of piercing damage. I think, technically radiant damage, I think, to Scamp. Okay, she stabs you with her trident.
We're a bit fucked up, aren't we? Oh dear.
Yep.
And calls...
Take down this, or you demo this.
Scamp, quick question. Do you actually have any healing potions?
I have 1.
Okay, just wanted to know. Alright, Scamp, it is your go.
I'm going to drink that healing potion.
Okay, yeah, that's your bonus action.
It's 2d4, isn't it?
2d4
Regular.
plus 2.
Okay. Whew. That's a little bit better. And oh god, what can I do? So there's one directly. It's just her directly below.
Yeah, it's actually only the priestess directly below. The others are in the pool or at the edge.
Tides of chaos.
Okay.
Some advantage on this.
Tides have reactivated.
Oh god, that's 3 times in one fight. This is horrifying.
I know. And firebolt.
Okay, go for it.
Nothing to lose at this point, right?
Fuck it, yeah.
Oh my god, this advantage is not helping much. 14.
That hits. Roll damage.
Good.
I don't trust any of these. 6 fire damage.
She is burned by the blast. She's dearly regretting not actually knowing the cure wound spell.
And is my movement changed by being bigger at all? Or is that...
Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to say you got an extra 10 feet of movement.
Then I will move 40 feet away from that spiritual weapon.
Alright,
let's head up the hill, I guess.
I'm going to ask you for an athletics check with advantage to jump off the the archway.
16.
Okay, yeah, you leap onto the hillock above the doorway and immediately pad away 40 feet from the archway. You're now up on the hillock with a nice view down of the battlefield. Okay.
Away from the glowing evil weapon thing.
Yeah, which actually is quite advantageous for you because the Saigen cannot easily climb. So they are going. So the one next to Corzin is going to attack Corzin.
Okay.
15.
That
just hits, doesn't it? Yeah. One-handed. Corzin, you take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay, hang on. Fuck, yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
Oh, shit!
That's really bad.
Okay.
That's so bad, I thought you'd be fine.
Yeah.
I forgot that they were next.
Yeah, you're floating. Okay, the others are going to surface out the pool. They can take their attacks with disadvantage to try and capture and spear you, Scamp. So, 16. Yeah,
that hits.
1. So you take 7 points of piercing damage.
Shit, we're gonna die.
That's a 4. That was a 5. 15.
That is my armor class. That's it. We're all unconscious.
5 more. Okay.
Yeah, I'm unconscious.
Okay, you
Shit.
pass out. Time passes.
Fuck.
I'm going to ask each of you to roll a Constitution check, please.
Oh, good.
Just straight
Oh,
Yeah.
mate.
That was cocked.
That would be a
I've never been
2.
part of a TPK before.
What's a TPK?
Total
Total
party
party
kill.
kill.
Oh, no.
That's 14 for me.
Okay.
21.
Scamp. Your eyes flicker open to the cold light of pre-dawn. You can just make out that somewhere to the east the sun will be rising soon. You can just feel through your clothing the tight seaweed rope bonds that are completely encircling you. You have been, and you're in a sitting position as you look around, and you kind of groggily start to come to. You haven't moved much yet, so it's up to you how much you want to open your eyes. But you become aware of.
I'm gonna play dead.
Okay, make a deception check, please.
Oh, that's terrible. 10.
Okay. Okay, make a perception check with disadvantage because you are playing dead, so you're keeping your eyes quite closed.
14. Oh no, disadvantage. 11.
Okay. You're able to just catch a little bit of the surrounding sight out of your eyes as you kind of move them beneath your almost closed lids. You're bound. You've been propped up against what you can feel from the stone is the small pillar. Your head is kind of slightly bumped up against the bronze dish. You can just make out either side of you, pressed up against the other sides of it, are the bound and currently unconscious forms of Celestia and...
Breathing?
As far as you can tell, breathing. Celestia and Corzin. All three of you have been trussed up. Your weapons have been removed. You can just make out that they are piled onto the crates that were in the corner that were previously being used for the gambling game. The two corpses of the deceased Sargin have disappeared, presumably been taken away for burial of some description. You can see that there are, within your sort of arc of sight, there are 4 Sargin with spears and throwing spears, and 2 pairs almost in sort of guard positions. They are they're standing and sort of facing inwards. You can just make you can't see the other 2 that should be there by your count, and you can hear the priestess moving around you. And as you watch, she comes into a line of sight, and you can see that she is stepping slowly around around this makeshift altar. She is rattling her many shell chains and proceeding some sort of long chant in Saragin. And you can see that she has... Her dagger is currently in one hand and being used to gesticulate.
Okay, how am I feeling, like, in terms of health spells? I'm
going to...
Am I still much where I was?
I'm going to say you guys have not had a long rest, but I will allow each of you to roll 1 hit die.
Okay.
Obviously we're not awake yet, so this will be when we're awake. But cool.
Oh, my hit die are terrible. Okay.
Just for clarification, is a hit die whatever comes up on the die plus your con modifier, or just
plus your con modifier?
Plus your con, okay. Right. Oh, God.
You cannot go below 1.
Okay.
Yes, Celestia with her -1, unfortunately.
Love my -1 constitution, guys.
Roll that now.
When I regain consciousness.
No, roll that now, because this is...
Yeah, this is when we wake up, we have this many hit points, I guess.
Yeah, this
9.
is the hit points you'll have when you wake up.
9? You lucky fucker.
Total.
You should see what I've got.
I have a... Actually, wait, no, plus con, sorry, that's 8.
Yeah, you feel... Well, you feel like you've been stabbed multiple times, Scamp, but a very crude effort has been made to bandage your wounds with what appears to be supplies from Corzin's healing kit. It seems they didn't want to kill you immediately.
And all spells are all gone still, aren't they? There's nothing. Oh. I don't understand what they're saying.
So a quick mechanics question for DM. have they seemed to understand what we're saying so far, even if we don't speak their language?
You have not interacted with them extensively enough to know that.
True, yeah, okay.
Can I reach any of my materials, or am I?
I'm going to ask you to make... This would be either an acrobatics or a sleight of hand check, really.
Let's go for a sleight of hand check.
Probably is.
Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
Okay. Checking. You feel that your hands have been bound behind your back, but sloppily.
What about my tail?
Yeah, your tail hasn't been bound at all.
Amazing.
And you are able to just very carefully move it and undo your bindings on your hands. You can quite easily reach your components, both with your hands and your tail, both of which are now free. Your legs are still bound, but you can move your hands freely. I'm going to say at this point, Celestia and Corzin, roll constitution checks, please.
15.
11.
Corzin, you blurrily begin to regain consciousness, and you can, because you are alert for it, Scamp. You hear the change in Corzin's breathing.
How close are we?
You are literally bunched right up against each other.
So I could attempt to undo his bindings?
Yes, this will be another sleight of hand check.
Oh no, I can't roll that many good ones. Okay, which die? Okay, let's use this one. Okay. 19, so 23.
Okay. Corzin, as you begin to regain consciousness, you can just make out pre-dawn light, and as you begin to sort of filter in what's happening around you, you feel a tail. I think your tail is pointed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pointed tail that you...
Classic devil tail.
You distinctly recognise wrap around your wrists, and with the aid of a couple of fingers, carefully undo the seaweed rope binding that is holding them. Your hands are free.
Can I do the same for Celestia?
Yep, Celestia's on the other side. Make another sleight of hand check.
Oh god. Oh, that's not as good. That's only a 9. Shit.
Okay. Corzin, as you're regaining consciousness, you can hear the chanting, and you can understand the Sahuagin priestess's chant.
Yep.
I really wish I'd bothered to name it properly, so we'll go with this.
O Sathris, who guides us in the name of the great devourer beneath, we offer up these 3 unworthy sacrifices for the wretched disgraces they have done to your name. Though they be meek and wretched. Wait, is that one moving? You, check them.
Fuck it.
Scam, you can just
Can I cast Minor Illusion?
You can, yeah, your hands are free.
Yeah. I would like to create the image of that snake thing, the idol, looking directly at the priestess and looking furious with her, like super angry.
Okay. You do so. Appearing above the altar is the image of this in the same sort of ivory colours as you fondly imagine the spirit to look like, because that's how the tooth has been carved, with pearly eyes. This 5 foot by cubed image of this creature appears. I'm going to ask you to roll a performance check, please.
Okay, there is a DC to see if they can see through it.
Okay.
And tell it's an illusion.
Oh, that would actually... let me just check.
I've
it's
got
your spell DC.
here, so...
I'll roll once for all of them. Okay.
Yeah, it's an intelligence.
Yeah,
so.
intelligence. Okay, yeah. They seemed... okay, well, I know for who that is. Okay. I'm still going to ask you to do a performance check, though.
Okay.
It's probably straight charisma for you.
Yeah, that's 22.
Okay. The rank and file immediately go to their knees, and begin praising and propitiating the priestess, who you have no way of knowing, can see that the actual eel is off to the side, which she has been able to see clearly this whole time, is not fooled for a moment.
Fuck it.
And she constantly says,
Wait, what are you fools doing? This is a false image!
she turns and starts berating them.
Like, stand up, you morons!
I also use Thaumaturgy to make the ground start shaking.
Okay. This seems an appropriate moment. Roll a d100.
Oh, God. Fuck. Please don't fireball yourself right now.
At least everything else has faded.
Yes, yeah, you are
94! Oh, fuck's sake!
That's
92,
94,
90s! These are different fucking dice as well!
Once again, you become... your bindings all instantly snap and break all around you because of your sudden increase in size, Scamp, as you balloon up to 9 feet in height once again.
Like,
oh dear.
The probability here is ridiculous.
I know!
That's absurd, like...
I couldn't have rolled
You feel in this particular instance that perhaps the jig might be up, but
subtle, subtle.
But now being able to open your eyes clearly, you can see that there were the other two Sahuagin that you couldn't see had been standing by the just outside your vision, but one on each side of the edge of the palisade, looking out. But they too are in the process of getting up from their knees. I'm going to say you have an instant to react, Scamp. What do you want to do? At this point, Celestia, the rumbling wakes you up.
Okay, I'm awake.
So you are awake but bound. Scamp...
oh, shit, I didn't manage to undo them.
Scamp is unbound entirely, causing your hands are free, but not your legs.
Right, so I need to undo my legs.
Yeah, I'm going to say if you want to do that quickly, then just a rushed sleight of hand check.
Yep.
While he's doing that...
Natural 20!
Ah!
You just
amazing.
pull them straight off. Your legs are not free.
Yeah, and I beeline for Celestia to get her free.
Okay, so that's an instant. That's the instant of what Corzin is doing. Celestia, what was the instant of what you're doing at the moment you're awake?
I'm going to go, Oi, priestess, do you understand me?
She seems to be more concerned with the sudden appearance of the giant Scamp again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just gonna do it. Can I do a thing?
Your hands are bound. If you can do something which is speech only, you can do a thing.
Shit, now I need movement.
Okay, then you'll need to wait until a moment later to see if Corzin can free your hands, unless Scamp can do something to free your hands right now.
Can I just break her things? Is that
yeah, you can. I guess you can either make an attack roll to burn them off with your firebolt, or you can try and do it with. At this point, your hands are probably a bit big for sleight of hand, so I guess it would be athletics with advantage.
Let's try burning it. That can't go badly.
Make an attack roll, please.
24.
Okay, you strike the miniature firebolt dead on the bindings, which split free. Okay, you have your hands, Celestia.
Okay, I'm going to turn to the priestess. And... oh god, fuck, right. I'm going to go... As you can see by my friend, we are in with some extremely powerful forces, and I would advise you to get as far away from us as you possibly can, and take your men with you. And I'm going to cast Suggestion. So we're safe.
I need to check whether Suggestion requires them to understand your speech.
I don't know. Yeah, that might be in the player's handbook. It's not on the spell card.
I know that it needs to be able to speak, but I don't know if it needs to be able to understand your speech.
I don't.
Oh shit! No.
And understand you.
Yeah, it needs to be able to understand me.
Okay.
I didn't know if they could or not.
This is a funny thing. I need to find out that out myself, because I know
What, whether they understand?
Yeah. Okay, you are in luck.
Yes.
He did bother to cast the tongue spell
Oh, brilliant.
beforehand, with the intent of interrogating you. So, what was your suggestion again, please?
Wisdom save.
No, I mean, what was the wording of the suggestion, please?
I said we're in with some very powerful forces, as you can see by my friend here, pointing at Scamp, who just got a lot bigger. So I would advise you to get as far away from us as possible and take your men with you.
She looks at you for a moment, tilts her head, and goes, and then says, and in a form and she says it in Jovan, so in the common language. No. And then turns and says back in Salagin, kill them all!
Shit!
Oh, that.
Okay, roll initiative, everyone, please. Okay.
God.
Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
So 22.
Come on, this needs to be good.
Okay.
It really does.
12.
11.
Okay, one moment. I'm going to call for it again. So, Scamp was natural 20.
Yeah, 22.
So it's 22. Corzin was 12. Was that?
Yep.
And Celestia?
11.
Cool.
Where
Okay.
are we relative to the door of the house?
You are pretty much right in front of it, because the archway is directly in front of it.
Alright. Does the door look obviously locked? Or
It does not have an obvious way of moving it aside beyond possibly just trying to push it aside by sheer force.
Because I'm thinking, if we can get in there, we can try and brace the door against them.
Okay.
I don't think I'll fit through the door.
That's a very good point, actually.
Okay.
I hadn't thought of that.
Scamp, you could. This door is massive. You actually could fit
Oh,
through.
is it? I
Yeah,
thought
no.
it was-
It is comically. This, although it is a halfling home,
It's a halfling
the
style door.
halfling style door. The door is like the equivalent of those massive church doors you get, but for
Okay.
halflings. It's comically oversized. It's almost comically oversized. You feel like the halfling had something they were compensating for, or they just really enjoyed it. And actually, now that the cold light of dawn is starting to filter in, you can finally see the bas relief on the door, and it is the image of an image of ships at sea with a coastline behind. And it's an armada of ships doing battle with some sort of huge, many-tentacled sea creature.
Ooh.
Okay.
I guess, just for the hell of it, if anyone wants to, in this a snapshot of an instant, you can do a history, nature, or religion check, your choice, to know what this is. Corzin, because you're a sailor, you can do it with advantage.
Yeah,
Right,
go on.
okay.
Bugger it.
It has to be
16.
Nature.
16, yep.
15.
15.
I'm going to say I did history.
Yeah.
Because I know
Nature,
about nature.
16.
It makes no difference which I do.
You can. Yeah, you all recognise this is an image of the Kraken,
Yay.
a legendary creature which has, for as long as recorded history goes, pretty much like clockwork, roughly every 10 years has attacked a major port and either destroyed it or been chased off. And just seems to sate itself with massive destruction every 10 years, because apparently that's when it wakes up and feeds. From the look of it, with the 16, I'm going to say Corzin and Celestia, you happen to recognise this particular one is a stylized depiction of an attack the Kraken made on a Cairns settlement about 80 years ago. As from what you recall, the port was the attempts by the Armada to defend it were unsuccessful, and the port was completely destroyed.
Oh.
Yeah. So that would have been 80 years ago, roughly. So around 1720-ish.
Right.
I'll give you the exact date another time. Okay. But this historical minutiae, however, you don't have much time to think about because of the ongoing drama of the moment. Scamp, you are first.
So this... Oh. Is there anyone between me and the house?
No.
Kick the door open.
Yeah, I'm going to make a dash for that door.
Make an athletics check with advantage.
17.
Okay, you don't kick it, but you run up to it in your huge form, grab the side of it, and roll it just wide enough that for any of the three of you to be able to fit through. You get the feeling there's probably some sort of mechanism that's designed to make this easier, but taking advantage of your currently huge size, that's enough. You could actually you have enough movement to get inside it as well, although you will probably want to close it again on your next turn.
Do I have an action, or is that my action?
I'm going to say that is your action. You can take cover, you can take 3/4 cover behind it, though.
I will do that.
Yeah. So you squeeze yourself in and use it for cover. I'll cover what's inside it in a minute. Okay. The Sawagin spend their movement getting back up off their knees. They are sufficiently far away that they're not actually equipped for their current situations. So okay, they move into no, actually in order to get to you they have to dash. So they get the Sawagin, except for the priestess, get into melee range with Corzin and Celestia. I'm going to say 3 on each, but aren't actually able to attack this round.
I assume me and Corzin are still decently close to each other as well.
Yes, you're exactly as far away as
we were tied
so
up, basically.
Corzin is first.
Okay.
You are 10 feet from the door.
I'm going to use the disengage action
Yeah.
and run like buggery.
You scrabble the fuck away and run inside the door, which Scamp is holding open. Celestia, you're next.
I can't disengage, can I? That's not
Yes, you can. You can. It's just an action.
You can do it, but it's an action.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only not an action if you're a rogue, which none of us are.
Yeah. Or a monk.
Oh, yeah.
How much help is this door going to be? That's the thing. Quite a lot. I mean, it's cover, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm going to do the same, actually.
Okay. You scrabble away and hurry behind the door.
I'm going to do a little healing word on myself. Because everything is terrifying.
As you run, you kick your foot back to hit your xylophone, but your xylophone has been taken from you. Okay. You have to sing it. You just have to sing instead.
I'm just gonna do an awkward little do.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna feel better.
Yeah. All of your weapons and such have been packed up outside. But Celestia, you managed to get it inside. The priestess she has one spell left for the day that is high enough to do anything, and she's going to try and make use of it. She's going to try and hold Scamp again. Scamp, can I ask you for a wisdom saving throw, please?
Tides of Chaos.
Okay. Tides are in effect.
Oh, so many times.
Oh no! I'm so glad it resets when it goes off. Natural 20.
Okay, you know whether it's your huge size or the fact that it's never managed to work on you, and you're just more strong-willed than this thing. You shrug that effect right off, and that actually makes it your turn.
Is it going to be an action to shut the door?
It is.
Damn it! Okay, well I'm shutting the door.
It's a lot easier to shut from this side, and you just roll it shut and. You've now sealed yourselves within the halfling house. It is pitch black in here. Celestia and Scamp, your dark vision sensors kick in, and you can get a rough sense of the structure of this place.
I would like to cast dancing lights, please. So I do, 4 orbs at various points around the room.
Handful of, assuming your usual style, purple-coloured orbs
purple.
appear. and provide a little bit of light. There is a common room here, or it was one long ago. You can see that once upon a time it was a sort of shared living and dining room. There were tables here, which still exist to some degree, and many benches scattered here and there. There are still the broken cups and plates of what look like seating arrangements for at least a dozen halflings. Probably close to 2 dozen. When you look at how they are. There are doors leading off from the area. One that leads deeper in, one that leads off to the east into some sort of adjoining room. You can see that there was a cook pit here, and you can just make out that there is a small sort of a chimney of sorts that goes up into the hill. It seems to have been designed in such a way as to not let light in. Corzin, you know from visiting, from your time spent in traditional halfling homes, that secrecy can actually be very, especially in often clan feud torn Cairns, can be very important. So halfling homes are made to be concealable, and that's even in more luxurious homes, that style persists. Those same hidden vents would serve to provide air to the area. However, this place has been abandoned for a long time, and if that were not clear enough, the bones provide another. There are a number of scattered in places Sawagin skeletons in here. You'd say probably about 9 or 10 of them. There are 3 halfling skeletons armed with long rusted swords. And yeah, I'm going to say make a medicine check, Corzin, because you're trained in it.
Okay. Great. That is an 11.
Curiously, the Sawagin skeletons, though not the halfling skeletons, show signs of suffering burn damage in places. There's soft charring on them. But at this point you have not gone beyond the immediate area in front of the door.
Can I have a look at the halfling skeletons?
Yeah, you'd want to go up towards one to take a look.
Yeah.
Alright. As you step forwards, you feel something just hit your leg, and too late you realise that a thin steel wire has been drawn across the room. Out of the corner of your eye you see an previously invisible rune light up in red, and a bolt of fire streaks out at you.
Attack save?
No, it doesn't attack, and that was a 20. So you immediately take 7 points of fire damage.
He's still up.
I'm on 1 hit point.
Oh god!
Yeah. Now that you've done that, you can see that you suddenly see there are a number of trip wires laid out through this room. Some at height, which would be perfect for human ankles or halfling knees. Some at waist or halfling chest height. Some at human chest height.
Okay, this is going to stagger him to 1 knee, and he calls up to the other two. Oh. Looks like someone was worried they were gonna have company.
Is there any sign that the fish people are coming through the door?
There is a certain... Yeah, you can just hear a certain amount of banging very faintly through the stone, but they do not appear to have the requisite strength to roll it back.
Okay.
Or for whatever reason, they are unable or unwilling to open it.
Can I have a brief look at the rusted swords?
Aye.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they old enough that they're not actually functional as weapons anymore?
Looking through at them, they're pretty old. They're rusty, but these look like they were probably made 15 years ago. They were probably well kept at one point.
Oh, okay. So it's not a case of like these are decades old, out of date weapons.
Yeah. They've clearly not been used in a long time. I will say that you can use them, but while using these, they do -1 damage on top of their normal damage effect. So these are halfling sized for the most part. There's a few different types. There are actually 2 scimitars. There's also a couple of longswords, which they would have wielded dual-handed claymore style.
Yeah.
As well, and those would do their normal damage, but -1 because of the rusting and blunting.
I'm gonna pick 2 up and give a couple of test swings. Piece of shit, but better than our bare hands.
Second that. I'm going to take one as well.
I recommend you
possible.
take the long
Yeah.
sword.
Well,
The others of us can't wield that. Or at least it's not my style.
yeah, I'll take the big one.
Okay. The longsword, by the way, does D8 damage, but it's strength based, not dex based.
Cool.
Also, if you're using 2 hands, it's D10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where would you like to go next? As I say, there is a room up ahead and a smaller room off to the side. You would need to actually look into them to investigate.
Next, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Oh yes.
Yeah, bugger anything else. I'm so ballsed. I have
some of the burn
hardly
down.
anything left.
Some of the burn goes away. Some of the stab wounds heal
Well,
up.
that's a D8 plus my spell modifier, which would be
Just your wisdom.
yeah. Oh, it's not wisdom plus proficiency. Oh, so it's D8 plus 2. Mother funster. So,
Did you roll a 1?
I now have 4 hit points.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
How hard is it to get around these tripwires?
Once you've seen them, which they were momentarily illuminated by the blast of flame, and you're on the alert for them. At least within this room, now that you've seen them, you can move fairly easily between them.
Okay, cool. So,
Has it been a minute? Am I still enormous?
I'm going to say a minute has now passed. You shrink back down to normal size.
right. You not being 9 foot tall is probably helpful for getting under the wires. So, should we try and look in some of these rooms then? Not a lot else to do, is there?
We can maybe have a little sit down
Okay.
or a nap.
I would like a sit down. That would be
I
good.
don't think I would sleep with those guys out there.
Okay. Which room would you like to go then? Forwards or side?
Forwards?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you're going ahead. Alright then.
And looking really carefully for more tripwires.
Yes.
And traps.
Okay, thank
Checking
you.
the traps.
Someone would like to make... If someone would make... If multiple of you are searching, then I'd like an investigation check from someone with advantage.
Who is good at investigation?
I am not.
I have a 2.
I've got a 1.
Okay, me. The 2 is the highest. Great. I'll do it.
We're all so smart.
Oh, okay, thank God for the advantage. So that is a 19.
Okay. As you move into the next room, you are able to spot. There are actually a number of the tripwires set up at different points, and you highlight them with your. Purple
I put like an
lights.
orb next to each one so that they can see where it is. Yeah.
Okay, so this room you can see was some sort of barracks. There are a number of ruined bunk beds here, many of which have burn marks on them. Others of which seem to have been smashed or simply just moulded with it. Not moulded, but suffered the test of time. There are bunk beds here for about a dozen halflings. They're all halfling bunk beds. So if you wanted to rest on one Celestia, it would be a bit of a tight squeeze. You'd have
squidge.
But you could. And there are a number of broken storage chests. If you wanted to spend some time, actually, I was going to say you could make. You could try and look around, see if there's anything of use here as well.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Any weapons?
Yeah.
What check would that be?
Investigation.
So if they're helping again,
Yeah.
seeing as 2 is the highest investigation that we have in this group. Oh God, it's a 12.
Can I assist her in any way?
That I'm assuming you were out.
Yeah, I did it with advantage, assuming you guys were assisting.
Yeah.
So that's a 12.
You find some old ruined clothes, bits of some spoons and bowls. But
Good, a spoon, says Celestia, finding this.
nothing of interest. It seems this place was looted long ago. And again, there are Sawagin bodies in here, broken and burned.
Do they look as old as like the halflings and things? They've been here.
Make a
same
medicine
amount of time?
check.
Oh dear. Oh. 10.
No. The Sawagin look newer. Just a little bit. There's like one or two of them still have a little bit of dried meat and sinew attached to their bones, whereas the halflings do not.
Yuck.
There is another doorway that leads forwards and a doorway that leads off to the side. You can see that the doorway off to the side seems to have a number of racks in it with various clutter on it that you can't see clearly.
Is there any sound of them coming through the door still? Or are we?
No, it's all
still-
gone. Seems that they have given up trying.
Should we have a short rest?
I don't get much back other than the health from a short rest.
Yeah, same. I was just
This
wondering how
point,
fucked
I'm
we
not
all
going
were.
to say no.
I can do a Song of Rest as well.
Yeah, actually, that would be very
That
useful.
might be worth having.
Should we do it? I think we're all a bit balls,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Yeah.
I mean, a long rest would be lovely.
I think long rest might be a bit ambitious.
Yeah, plus the fact that they know we're in here, they could get bored and just decide to burn the whole freaking place down.
Also, they have all of our shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Should we do a short? Just get some hit points back?
Yeah.
Yep.
One thing though, Jason, you mentioned that this is a barracks of some kind.
Yes.
Would I be able to make an insight or a history check to determine, like, it's a barracks for what armed forces or militia?
Yeah, I'm going to say, looking through through the tatters of clothing, make a history check.
Okay. That is a 16.
Okay. It seems, from what you can piece together from the remains of the uniforms that were here, that this was an outpost. These appear to have been more of a mercenary group, but Cairns in origin. They seem to have been Highlanders of some sort, and judging from the mural outside, probably from the town that was destroyed.
Right.
I'm going to actually... One moment, I'll go ahead and name that for you. So that would have been, if it was 80 years ago, that would have been in...
Listeners, I wish you could see the size of the notes that are being rifled through right now.
I'm going to say 1718, when the Kraken destroyed... got it. Monraven. Maybe the town of Monraven.
Monraven.
Yeah, Monraven in Cairns. It was formerly a influential port, one of the main Cairns trade ports, by which they traded out their famous brandies and whiskies, and of course the large quantities of wool, and imported Ferocian silks and similar, but was utterly destroyed by the Kraken and never truly recovered, as indeed the majority of cities destroyed by the Kraken do not.
God, whole cities, that's ridiculous.
And that has, as far as historically you guys know, that has been going on broadly every decade since as far back as anyone can remember.
Wow.
And
Corzin relates this, and he has a slightly distant look in his eye, like it's entirely probable that this is just the fatigue of very nearly actually dying, but he just rattles it off kind of in a dead monotone.
In a bit of a daze, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you would say this little enclave was, it looked to have been a private company of Cairns soldiers, probably from the Monraven, likely in the employ of some manner of private employer, who presumably built this little halfling house and paid for its staffing. Someone who also apparently wanted some privacy based on privacy, I should say, based on the distance they put it from the main town.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. Makes me think that perhaps whoever set this up wasn't affiliated with the town.
Interesting. Before we take a short rest, I wouldn't mind taking a look in that cupboard, seeing if there's anything of use.
Okay. Going to require an investigation check, please. Does anyone assist?
Yeah, I will.
Lovely,
okay, all
thank
three
you.
of you are assisting.
Okay, that's a 12.
There's a boggart in it.
Well, you do spot the tripwires at least.
Yeah. I light them up again. Every time I spot a tripwire, I'm lighting it.
There's nothing immediately apparent, but you can see that this was an armory. At some point, you can also see that at one point there was a large powder keg here, which has exploded in the past.
Oh wow!
And there are powder marks all over the walls. There's a number of broken carbines, ruined pistols. If you wanted, you could take. It'd probably be another hour on top of the short rest if you wanted to search it really thoroughly and see if you could find anything.
Probably not that worth it. What do we think?
Well, if there's some usable weapons, then it might be worth it.
Is there any gunpowder left over?
A lot of it's spent, and I'm going to say that would require the hour of searching for you to see.
What do you think? Should we keep searching and then rest, or should we not bother to search and just rest?
Might as well, but I'm just wary of the fact that the longer we stay in here, the more opportunity the Sahuagin outside have to try and find a way in.
That's kind of how I feel. I don't feel like we should delay.
I'm not sure we can get out again. We were really lucky I was big and could open the door.
True.
Can we actually get out there again?
Corzin, you're quite strong, aren't you?
Reasonably, but I would
Maybe-
imagine with all three of us, we'd probably be able to do it.
There must be a reason they haven't come in, though.
Maybe the door's only opening from the inside. Maybe that was part of the mechanism. Then again, you opened it, didn't you? So that's
I
rubbish.
opened it,
Maybe there's something down here they don't want to disturb.
Well, she forced it open.
Yeah.
You were really big when that happened.
But if three of us can open it now, they can definitely open it.
Does worry me as to why they're not coming in. On that note, I think we should take a little rest to get some...
So do you rest then search, or search then rest?
I think we should rest first.
Okay, rest.
Yeah, rest first.
Restore your
I'm going to do a little song.
Yep.
The song is going to be a little ditty called Bastard Fish. And somehow you're going to feel a little bit better when you hear it. A whole D6 better.
Okay.
Provided you're using a hit dice, which I assume you both are.
Someday we're gonna catch those bastard fish.
Yay! I recovered 10 hit points, so I'm back up to
Do I
14.
get a D6 as well? I think we've
Yes,
discussed
you do.
this.
You
Yeah,
do.
brilliant. Lovely.
Sadly, Corzin does not have his healing kit, as that was part of the equipment that was taken off him, so you can't add another D6 into them, I'm afraid.
Alright, back up to full, hooray!
I'm going to say that your pack...
Nearly at half
your-
hit points.
Yeah, your packs with large objects and such were taken off you, and Corzin, they would have taken your pack off you in any case because you had a scimitar in there.
Yep.
Damn, my pack definitely had my opium in it, but fuck it.
I'm afraid not. Okay.
This is why I keep all my useful stuff in my pockets.
Okay. While you're spending an hour searching, do you want to search the other side room that was past the column?
Yeah.
Might as well, mightn't we?
Make another investigation check, please.
Shall I do it with advantage again?
Yeah.
So 3 of you searching.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, thank God, one of those was a 1, so I'm really glad that I had advantage. The other one was a 16, though, so that's okay.
So you spot the trap wires again, thankfully, and you find this was a ruined. The other room was a ruined pantry, and there's a number of crates and sacks, and you can see that once upon this time, this was a well-supplied halfling pantry by halfling standards. You know, you could have 4th breakfast with this much stuff. You find, after a lot of searching in the pantry, to begin with, you find what appears to be a large old bottle of brandy, almost entirely empty. There are now 5 swigs left in it. Corzin, make a medicine check.
Okay. 14.
You look at this, and something about although the label is faded, you kind of recognise the patterning on it, and you uncork the brandy and take a sniff, and there is a distinctive medicinal scent to it. And sniffing again, taking a very tiny taste with your tongue. This isn't brandy. This was probably the company ration of healing potion.
Nice.
There are 5 swigs of healing potion in this.
Well, assuming this isn't the same stuff we generally would use on board ship if we had to saw your leg off, I'd say get it down you.
I'm kind of alright for now.
It
Might be worth
more
saving some,
useful
though.
just to hold on to it.
Just suit yourself. And
You have some, though. Go for it.
Yeah,
He
you
takes
take
one
one
swig.
swig, heal 2d4 plus 2 points of damage.
Oh, good healing potion as well.
Yeah, it's a normal. Each swig is the same as a normal healing potion.
Okay, that's 3 and 5 plus 2 is 7. 21. Nice.
Okay. You feel the healing potion soothe your wounds. You spend an hour searching through the armoury, and after a lot of work, you find enough pieces of flintlock pistol to put together one working one.
Oh, nice.
It's very jerry-rigged, but it should work. Literally scraping through burnt powder, sifting through it, and you find that there are a number of musket and flintlock balls just essentially stuck in the walls from where the powder keg exploded and drove them in there. You laboriously pull them out, and you manage. I'm going to say you scrape together enough for 10 shots in powder for a flintlock.
Okay, the question is, who's better with a flintlock, Corzin?
Well, do you have proficiency with a pistol?
I do indeed, yes.
Then probably... I mean, I do as well, but yeah, it's going to be by the by, isn't it? Actually, I might be slightly better with it than you.
If you're better with it than me, then take it.
It's based on dex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got 2 decks.
Can you attack without it? You've got weapons though. If everyone's got a weapon now, though.
Yeah, that's the only ranged weapon we have, though.
Yeah. Well, you've got me.
Yeah, true. And Celestia has spells.
Celestia does not have that many spells, darling. Celestia has,
She has Vicious Mockery.
I do have Vicious Mockery, that is a thing that I have. But not a lot else. I've got, one other thing and my standard drow stuff, but, yeah, so what's your dex? Is it better?
My dex modifier is +4.
Oh yeah, you're much better. Take it.
Yeah.
I said a Corzin in character. Okay, I concede that you're a slightly better shot than me. Take it. Go on.
He takes it and stuffs it into his cummerbund. Are there any other rooms we haven't explored yet?
Beyond a room that leads, a doorway that leads deeper in, no, which is one you have not yet opened. It's within the barracks.
I think we should probably check that out.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
If only to see, if they do get in here, how far can we retreat?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I personally like the idea of not going back to where they are for a little while. That would be good.
The doorway beyond is actually a closed door, and it appears to be a wooden door reinforced with iron bars. Fortunately, you can see that there is a keyhole, but testing it does not appear to be locked.
I'd like to check it for traps, please.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Anyone want to help?
Assisting.
Awesome,
Yeah.
thank you. A natural 20.
Okay, that's useful to know. You do not spot any traps. Do you wish to open the door?
Yeah.
Okay, can we open the door? You can see that there is a heavy stone-walled, stone-ceilinged, stone-floored chamber, about 15 feet long, 10 foot wide. And at the far end of it there are 3 huge wooden coffers. Their lids open, gleaming with golden coins and a number of cut gemstones.
Holy shit.
There are also the scattered bones of dead Sourgame in the centre of the room.
Oh god. Let's not go
with
near
the
that.
with the natural 20 on the investigation check, before you enter the room, you immediately spot there is a very fine line marking another door hidden in the stonework at the far end of the room. And you also notice that on patches, 6 of them, 3 on either side, at the sides of the chamber, around about waist height for a human. So about slightly lower, I'd say, like thigh height. There There's something strange about the stonework. It's like the quality of the grain seems to change very slightly in a region. In a region, each one is a radius about 6 inches wide. 6 inches in diameter. I'm going to say.
Right.
That's like head height for Corzin. Can he make an investigation check of that specifically?
Yes, I'll allow you to make it. Now that it's been pointed out to you, I'll allow you to do it from a distance.
Okay. He's obviously going to be very careful and wary not to trip any more tripwires or glyphs.
You do not see any tripwires, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to light up the room, by the way.
Yeah, the room is...
You haven't seen any way that this thing's triggered. We just see the difference.
Yeah. And only Celestia spots it at first, but she...
I relay this to you, obviously, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to investigate it. 15.
They're well made, but you can see that there are illusions of the surrounding stone covering these 6 circular points. You can't see what's beyond the illusion but you can tell that there is a visual illusion there.
Okay, I'm going to take my rusted cutlass and just very gently probe through the illusion.
Okay. I'm going to call this... I'm going to call this a dex check.
Okay. Just dex
Straight
check.
dex. Straight dex, because you wouldn't have proficiency in this.
Okay, that's going to be a 6.
Okay.
Fuck.
You test and push it through. You test along the edge until you of the stone until you hit the edge of the circle, and then the scimitar edge just goes slightly into it. But before it can, the scimitar is pushed out as a long spear attempts to jab at you. Fortunately, you're just, I'm going to say, it's going to make an attack, but you were aware for it, so I'll give it disadvantage, which is good, because that would have hit otherwise. You pull back in time as the spear juts out and then retracts back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
This place is a bloody death trap.
You get the feeling that there isn't what is essentially a hidden, sort of an arrow slit murder hole, basically.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we look for some way to disarm this trap?
You could certainly try. I want to know what you'd like to how you'd like to try to look to disarm that.
Just to see if there's like a trigger, or if there is a way of resetting it, turning it off, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. How would you like to look for that? Because are you just doing a visual check?
Yeah.
Okay, make an investigation check, please. And again, I'm assuming you haven't stepped into the room. You'll be looking from...
No, that's an 8.
No, it's nothing that you can see. There's no obvious trigger. Corzin didn't step on any pressure plates or anything. He just put the scimitar into the hole.
How big is the hole?
The hole is 6 foot in diameter. Sorry, 6 inches. 6 inches. 6 inches.
I was going to say, it's really big.
6 foot would be most
and
of the
how many
walls.
of them are there?
6.
Six of
3
them.
on each wall.
How many dead bodies are there?
There are... Let's roll for this. Probably, counting the skulls, 5.
Okay,
How big is the bone of one of these things? Would it be a good size to try and jam a hole shut?
You could try and jam, like a thigh bone in, maybe?
nice.
Yeah, why not? Let's try and do that.
Okay, I'm going to call this probably a dex check, because this would normally be like a thieves' tools check or something, but none of you are proficient in those. Oh, you are! Actually, in that case, I'll allow you to do this as a thieves' tools check.
Lovely.
I was going to say, while you're doing that, can I...
Street urchin. 22.
Nice.
Okay, you jam one of the thigh bones in from the side. You can feel something on the other side immediately starts trying to dislodge it. While that's happening, you glance over and you can see, with a 22, I'm going to say you're able to pull back in time before, on the opposite side, another spear tries to stab you. And then pulls back through. Yeah, the holes are facing each other.
Alright. So they're like opposite each other on opposite walls.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's
But I didn't manage to jam it shut.
Yeah. No, you managed to jam that one shut.
That one. Okay,
But
the other one,
but you can see that something is trying to break or move it. You don't know if that thigh bone would hold necessarily for a long time.
Could we, just...
Do we need to go in this room?
There's a whole bunch of treasure in there. What I was going to suggest doing is investigating the container itself to see if that is a trigger for this trap.
Yeah, is there a way we could just crawl underneath the spears?
If you want to try, I'll call that an acrobatics check. Or a stealth check.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Either would work technically for this.
I'm going to do acrobatics because I'm slightly better at it, if that's cool. Natural 20.
Okay,
Nice.
so Stu, you press yourself flat against the floor and
Can I say I do some cool, graceful forward rolls under it?
Yeah.
Lasers, like in films when they go under
Okay,
lasers.
okay. You forward roll forwards, which does cause you to momentarily pass up next to the... because the need of a roll does cause you to momentarily pass up next to the illusory holes, but you move forward fast enough that the stabbing spears don't manage to reach you.
Awesome.
And as you reach the other end, you pop neatly through the treasure chests.
Right.
Illusion.
They are completely illusory.
I shout down the other end, waving my hand through an illusory treasure chest, this is bollocks, guys! This is absolute bullshit! Fuck's sake!
From here, however, you can see that it would be very easy to push open the secret door since you know where it is.
I'm gonna check the secret door for traps.
Yeah, make an investigation check on your own.
That's a natural 1.
You don't find any traps.
I'm gonna open the secret door.
Okay. The secret door swings smoothly open to reveal what appears to be a 30-foot long corridor, 15 feet wide, with walls made of long wooden slats, and the ceiling is also in wooden slats, with a far stone wall, which appears to have an iron bar reinforced wooden door set in an archway.
Mm-hmm.
The floor is extensively tiled in a complex pattern of coloured squares and diamonds.
Oh shit!
And there are two Sourgen skeletons right by the bit that you've just come in, the door you just pushed open.
Are there any rocks about?
Whoever designed this place was a psychopath.
There are bits of rubble in the place where Corzin and Scamp are, so they could throw you one across if they wanted.
Okay.
Does it not strike you as slightly disturbing that at every point we've found a room with more Sourgen bodies in, it means they have got this far before? They have got down the...
I am not looking forward to the room without any.
Yeah.
I will say that the Sourgen skeletons do not go any further than the very entrance to this room.
Oh,
they
God.
stop there.
Guys, chuck me a rock.
Psychopath built this place.
Throw me a rock, if you would.
I throw a rock at her.
make a quick dex check to catch it.
Oh, it's really good. It's a 20. Okay. It's not natural.
As the rock passes in front of the holes, 6 spears come out. Well, 5 spears come out and stab at it. One is currently still blocked by a thigh bone, but you catch it neatly.
I'm going to throw it as far down the end of the room onto the floor as I can, away from me.
Make a dex check, I guess.
17.
Okay. You throw it all the way so it clatters against the floor and ends up just touching the far door at the very bottom. There is no obvious effect.
Shit. Okay, I don't know what this does. It's a floor with diamonds on it.
Okay, can I have a look at this and see if this rings any bells for psychotic halfling design? Psychotic halfling interior design.
Yeah, I guess. I'm going to say you probably need to be where Celestia is to look at it, because bear in mind you're already at the far end of a 15-foot long of another 15-foot long chamber.
Right.
Can we try and crawl below these stabby things? As
Yeah.
we...
Yeah, actually, seriously, if I crawl, then they're going to go completely over my head.
True. I'm still going to make you do a stealth or acrobatics check there, please.
Right, can I do the same?
Either or for me.
Well, they're
18.
Okay. Do you do an elaborate fancy roll, or do you just commando crawl?
Oh, Commander Crawl.
Okay, you commando crawl onto them. No spears come out because you do not pass in front of them.
because you're not a total dick.
Corzin rolls a 22 stealth check.
Again, you commando crawl under them. Nothing happens.
While they're doing that, I'd like to give the floor a little prod with my longsword.
Okay. Tick. It's a floor, as far as you can tell. I mean, if you want, you can make an investigation check.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Oh, that's really good. That's a 21.
Okay. There are thin slats in the wooden walls. The wooden walls are slatted, are wooden slats, but there are thin slots within those slats, all along the wooden walls, around head, chest, weight, and shin height for a human.
Okay.
On top of that, you can just very faintly see, you can't clearly make it out, on the keystone of the arch above the far door, there is some sort of mark or glyph or sigil faintly traced into the stone.
So I'm going to point these out. And guys, look at the walls. And look at the thing on the archway. There's something going on.
Is there any sort of pattern obvious in the floor? Any sort of...
Make another make an intelligence check, actually, please.
Because I'm so smart.
Oh, you and me both, darling.
Oh, fuck. I'm pretty smart. Non-natural 20.
Nice.
Okay. Non-natural 20. Looking through it, you can see that, yes, there is a very obvious path that could be taken if you treaded just on the green triangles. Leading, it would require a slight amount of, it wouldn't actually be that much for you because it seems set to be a comfortable pace for a halfling's legs to cross. But yes, the green triangles are the only ones that seem to make their way the entire way across the room.
I'm going to go for it. Fuck it.
Okay. You step into the room. You get about 5 feet in, following the green triangles, when on the far end, at the far end of the room, the glyph on the archway suddenly flashes with light.
Bad decisions. Bad decisions.
Okay, so I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Shit.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20 from Celestia.
Okay.
11.
7.
Okay.
7.
Okay, so, okay, that's all right. I'm looking at how this is going, and I'll keep this in mind. All right, Celestia, Corzin, Scamp, you feel the sudden sensation of paralysis begin to grab hold of your body. Celestia, you're able to shrug it off. However, the room immediately begins to shake. And you see the floor splitting along the geometric patterns. There's a sound of deep grinding and motion as massive hidden gears turn. The ground is sundered, and all three of you drop down different chutes. Two of you are paralysed and fall. Your bodies go limp as you are shunted down. I'm going to describe each different place you end up in.
Oh God.
Corzin.
Yep.
You find yourself as the paralysis wears off as you slap suddenly to the ground at the bottom of the chute. Looking up and peering around, you can see that there is some sort of gloomy fog surrounding you. There is a crisscross of piers that you find yourself standing on, arranged like a sort of labyrinth. Over piers, like decking or jetties.
Cool. Yeah.
Over deep, murky-looking water. There are two figures in the distance which begin. One of which steps forward. I'll get to that in a moment. Scamp. As you fall down your chute, you find you land your paralysis fading. As you find yourself at the bottom, suddenly in between what look like like walls of houses, and you scurry forward, and you can see that you're in what looks like a maze of back alleyways of some sort of town. It's kind of, and there are a couple of figures that you can see now stepping forwards out of the alleyways. It's hard to tell. It looks like it's like it's very, very early morning up above, and you can just faintly hear the sound of the crowds. Celestia. Struggling against the fall, you land on your feet, and you find that the chute has placed you in a deep cave, far, far beneath the earth. There is only minimal light from the blue phosphorescent fungi that are found either on the cave ceiling every now or dotted here and about. And again, two figures begin to step forwards. I'm going to go back into this to each of you in a different round now. So, I'm actually going to ask. Actually, no, I'm going to ask each of you to roll initiative next, please.
Okay.
This is probably
6.
Actually, no, sorry,
7.
6.
Okay.
That was bollocks from all of us.
Celestia 7,
Yep.
Corzin 6, Scamp 4. Okay. I'm going to do this slightly out of order for reasons that will become apparent.
Mm-hmm.
Corzin, you're actually I'm going to put you first on this initiative for reasons. As you are working your way, as you kind of find yourself stumbling forward through the piers, the first of the two figures emerges, and you can see the tall, lanky, pale-skinned form of Stringer Smith emerging. Rough oakum stitching has stitched his head back on. The part of his jaw that was broken has been reattached, and he is holding a loop of noose in his hand and swaying it gently.
Such a fine thing to see old friends, especially when they leave us in such dead ends.
He is going to hurl the noose at you, Corzin, and attempt to try and catch you around the throat. This is an attack for him. 11? No, doesn't hit me. Okay, it's you managed to pull your head out of the way before it can catch you, but it's not quite done with its. He's not quite done. He grins at you. Is there anything you... I'm going to say it's your turn next, Corzin. What would you like to do?
Right, yeah. As a reaction, I'm going to try and shoot him.
Okay. Make an attack. You don't have... You do have your gun. Yeah.
Yes.
Make the attack roll.
So it's +6 to hit.
Yep.
Right. That's going to be a... Oh, that'd be an 18, actually. Yeah.
Okay, that hits. Roll damage, please.
So, for a musket...
for the flintlock is D10. Plus
D10,
your
right,
dice.
yeah, sorry. Yeah. D10, right. D10 plus 8.
Okay, 8 points of damage. It strikes him in the shoulder.
Ah! My dear, you can't get rid of me that easily. Not when we've had such time to get so queasy. Besides, you know, I am not alone down here in the Fade. There's someone else you never managed to save.
And as you look behind you, you see the second figure emerging from the mist. Barehanded, a dripping pale form of a young halfling.
Oh.
Barely 20 years of age.
No.
Who you couldn't save. He's going to lunge at you with his bare hands. Transition. Scamp.
Ooh.
2 figures emerge from the alleyways. You can see there is an old dwarven woman. Her beard done up with careful ties. She has a smith's hammer in one hand and a curious pistol of a type that you've only seen once before in a workshop many months ago, with a strange 6-chambered barrel at the base of it. She wordlessly raises the gun and fires at you. That is a 17 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, she does 8 points of damage to you as you are shot in the side with the shot. Behind you, you turn and you see there is a lazy-eyed figure emerging. Tall, human, slightly fat, blue eyes, blonde, curly hair. And yeah, it's Golder Spoon for some reason, and he just has a length of wood he's using as a club, and just swings at you. That will be a 12.
No.
Okay, yep, yeah, because mage armor is still in
It's still
effect.
within. Yeah, still.
Yeah, it's still 8 hours. It's just within 8 hours, so it's still in effect. Clubs at you, but it bounces off your skin. What would you like to do, Scamp?
So I'm in melee with this guy.
You're in melee with Golder, and yeah, the old dwarven woman has shot you from a distance.
I will shocking grasp him.
Okay, make an attack roll, please.
14.
Okay. That, I think, just hits. Roll damage.
Not a huge amount. 5.
Okay, 5 and no reaction. Okay.
And I'm going to run.
Yeah, you run, ducking your way into the alleyways, moving into the maze as the pair of them begin to give chase. Golder a little bit slower than the dwarven woman. The pair of them chase you. We're going to transition over to Celestia. Deep in this cave, deep underground, 2 figures emerge. Both of them dark elves. One is a little short. Both of them are tall for their size, but a little shorter than you.
Tall for their size.
Yeah, tall for their race, but a little shorter than you.
Okay.
A lithe male dark elf, charcoal skin, built with a sort of cat-like grace figure, like an acrobat's muscles. He has long crimson hair tied back in a tail, and a frilled pale blue shirt and black coat, trousers and boots. He's wielding a rapier, and you can see coming from the other direction there is a slender, shorter drow with a kind of heart-shaped, beautiful-looking features, with ringlets that have been meticulously styled silver ringlets in her hair, going just below her shoulders. And she's in a black and red dress with tresses. The dress has been slashed for ease of movement. You can see that she has in one hand a curved short sword, in the other a whip. I'm going to say the figure, the male one, who is expressionless except for a slight disgusted turn of the lip, is just going to go immediately and just try and stab you with the rapier. No, that's a 9. You duck desperately. You step back desperately out of the way. With a whip crack, however, the woman behind, who is now smirking gleefully, cracks the whip at you. That is a 19 to hit. Okay. And you take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And just as this is happening, something for you and you alone makes you think, this makes no sense. This makes no sense. And as you blink, the image of the cave, the two figures facing you, is overlaid by the image of you stood in a wooden slatted room with multicoloured tiles beneath you, as Scamp and Corzin have both just attacked you. And that is where we are going to pick up next time.
Oh, God.
Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you all very much for listening. And from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs, farewell, fair seas, and natural 20s.
When crimes and bones are laid to rest, you may yet find there's forgiveness. When enraged ills presage your doom, escape into a halfling tomb.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.